Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to session number 2. This is what we are looking forward to, listening to Dr. Garote's speech. Before that, I request Sneha to kindly introduce Dr. Manmat Garote, who is our past student of Agache College, and we are so proud to have you, sir, here with us. Over to you, Sneha.
It gives me immense pleasure to introduce our second keynote speaker, Dr. Manmat Garote, the director of the Lonavala Yoga Institute. With the first PhD in physical education from Mumbai University, Dr. Garote's contributions span a wide range of topics, with over 25 publications based on ancient manuscripts, shedding light on the therapeutic aspects and profound wisdom encapsulated within the traditional yoga texts. Among his notable work are critical editions of the selected Yoga Upanishads and insightful analysis of ancient yoga texts such as Amanasya Yoga and Dattatreya Yoga Shastra. His comprehensive understanding of yoga philosophy and practice has earned him recognition not only within the academic circles but also among the practitioners worldwide, with over 150 yoga seminars and international yoga conferences and workshops conducted across Latin America, Europe and Asia. His dedication to spreading the teachings of yoga has facilitated the academic growth of numerous students, with several completing PhD and MPhil degrees under his guidance. His contributions have been recognized with several national and international awards, recognizing his exceptional dedication and achievements. Notably, he has been confirmed with the prestigious Doctor of Letters in Yoga, further cementing his legacy as a trailblazer in the field. Let us welcome Dr. M.L. Garote with a big round of applause. Now I request Rajay ma'am to kindly felicitate Garote sir.
Together, so we are
Hello. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Very good afternoon to everyone. It's a great opportunity for me to take part in this international conference because I am past student of this Chandrasekhar Agache College. In the year 1991-92, I completed my masters. At that time, I was sitting in front of the teachers, and today it's an honor for me that my teachers are sitting in front of me. Nimkar Madam, D.B. Kulkarni Sir, Kulkarni Madam, Vaksaure Madam, Ujwala was my colleague. Time is very short. We have only around 45 to 50 minutes, and I will try to sum up everything in that stipulated time. And I feel it is very easy for me to sum up because thanks to Dr. Nagendra Guruji, my dear Dr. Anandji, They made my work very simple. Thanks to Pallavi as well, because in her preliminary address, she spoke something beautifully. And overall, now it's easy task for me to sum up everything. It is always a pleasure to hear Dr. Anandji. He is very famous for his straightforward talk, which is very difficult, but I admire you for such things. Time is short, and as we all know, that the title of this conference is, can you bit start it so that maybe. So the topic of this international conference is mat to mind. Everyone is talking about this concept of mind. And today I would like to speak something about the importance of ancient yogic wisdom in modern era, considering the role of mind. Because as we know, this mind is very important. And few questions we want to discuss about. For example, what is the meaning of ancient yogic wisdom? We have seen Dr. Ananda threw some light as far as ancient wisdom is concerned, and then expression about the concept of mind and its workings, abilities, and finally we see some of the yogic practices to achieve mental health. But I really would like to congratulate to the organizers of this conference to select this topic, because unfortunately, sorry to say, still people consider yoga is just physical. People consider just it is physical acrobatic, whereas it is not. And the purpose is to go beyond body and also to understand various functions of the mind. So I really would like to congratulate for selecting this beautiful topic from body to mind or from mat to mind. But still, sky is the limit, and we have to think about more beyond what is beyond body, what is beyond mind, and then what is beyond the mind. So here, let us try to understand something about ancient wisdom. As I told you, this ancient wisdom came to us from different traditions. Yoga is a very ancient subject, as we all know. It is not modern subject. And different traditions were there through which we are capable to understand this yoga today in modern era. And basically there were three traditions. One is called subtle tradition, another is called oral tradition, and third is called written tradition. Through these three traditions, today we are capable to understand what is yoga. So what is this subtle tradition? It is a remarkable tradition. Master or guru used to remember the student, just gaze to the student, just touch to the student, and knowledge is transferred. What a remarkable technique we were having. Today, this technique is there, but the problem is, maybe students are not capable to grasp that knowledge. So, this was one technique we were having in ancient era. The second is called the oral tradition. What is oral tradition? Guru used to speak and student used to hear, and when student become a teacher or guru, they used to transform same knowledge next to next generation. This is called oral parampara. वाणीच्या माध्यमाने दिलेलं ज्ञान. But those who are not part of this subtle tradition, those who are not part of this oral tradition, still they want to learn something. What is the alternative? And the third alternative is called as written tradition. And most of the masters, they have mentioned everything in the form of manuscripts. This is the beauty. Believe me, to understand yoga, there are only two ways. There is no third way. The first is tradition, another is ancient literature. And all the masters, they have mentioned everything so beautifully in the ancient literature called manuscripts, but we don't know exactly what is written over there because we don't know what is the language. We don't know Sanskrit, and that's the problem. So here, number of beautiful manuscripts are there by which we are capable to understand. Have you seen some of the manuscripts up till now in your life? Original manuscripts. People, they have stolen from our country, but we don't know. I'll take this opportunity. I'm having some. All the beautiful manuscripts you will enjoy. We have every record with us. But sorry to say, forget about reading, we don't even know how to hold. Very pathetic condition is there. And that is the reason why we don't know what is yoga. Everything is written beautifully over here, but we don't know. Trillion, million manuscripts are there, but we don't know. So, if we want to understand what is yoga, there are several means, and one is this manuscript, another is the tradition. So all the great masters, number of traditions are there. But no question will come, why I am telling this to you? कुछ लोग कहेंगे सर गड़े मुर्दे क्यों उखाड़ रहे हो? पुराने जमाने में ट्रेडिशन था. We are in modern era now. Why we want to learn all such things? So to understand what is the importance of ancient literature in modern era, first we have to understand what is modern era. What is modern era? Modern era means we are having every prosperity. We are having everything. Material prosperity is there. But inward peace is lacking. We are not having everything. If you ask me, you have mobile, you say, yes, I am having two mobiles. If you say car, two two-wheelers. Bangalore, one Bangalore, एक घर में उधर वहाँ पे गांव में है, एक पूना में है, एक मुंबई में है. Material prosperity is there, but inward peace is lacking, and that's why, unfortunately, we are suffering with disintegration. What we want integration, but unfortunately, we are suffering with this disintegration, and due to this, we don't know how to cope up with the present scenario, and that's why number of psychosomatic disorders are there. म्हणजेच मानसिक. Psychosomatic का मतलब है related to the mind. The biggest problem modern young generation is having is frustration. Have you heard this term frustration? Very interesting. What is the meaning of frustration? All the psychologists, they made this definition beautifully, which is very difficult to understand, frankly speaking. What is frustration? They say frustration is a state of disparity between level of expectations and level of achievement. Very difficult to understand. In simple words, what is frustration? जो मुझे चाहिए वो नहीं मिला, और जो मिला है वो मुझे नहीं चाहिए. जो मिला है और जो चाहिए, इसके बीच में जो गैप है वो है फ्रस्ट्रेशन. In the morning, I need coffee, I got tea. Now the gap between coffee and tea is called frustration. ये गैप अगर बढ़ गया तो फ्रस्ट्रेशन बढ़ गया. ये गैप अगर कम हो गया तो फ्रस्ट्रेशन कम हो गया. The point is, whatever problems you have in your life, are you capable to minimize the gap between two? If you are capable to minimize, you are master of your own. And if you are not capable to minimize the gap, you are slave of the situation. So remember, problem is not in the problem, but problem is you don't know the solution for the problem. As and when you get the solution for the problems, प्रॉब्लेम्स टर्न्स टू एन अपॉर्च्युनिटी. दोन प्रकारची माणसं आहेत. एक वारंवार त्यांच्या जीवनात संधी येते आणि प्रत्येक संधी त्यांना संकट वाटायला लागतं. पण अशी माणसं फार दुर्मिळ की ज्यांच्या जीवनात संकट येतं आणि संकट म्हणजेच त्यांच्यासाठी संधी असते. यू हॅव टू डिसाइड युअर इन विच कॅटेगरी. Why two different categories are there? And I will speak on because the topic is related to the mind. So here, due to that, number of psychosomatic disorders are there and we don't know what is to be done. Yoga is there, but still we consider yoga is just physical acrobatic. 2 kilo वजन कम करना, only flexibility to digest pizzas and burgers. Sorry to say, but really masters, they invented yoga to digest your pizzas and burgers. It is a need of the hour. We have to recollect what is yoga. So here, what are the problems in modern era? Why disturbances are there in our life? And the reason is number of your friends at left side. These are all the great things you know. Every day we always think about stress-related problems, psychosomatic ailments, anxiety disorders, negativity, phobia, frustration, depression, conflict. You know everything. And constantly those things are hammering on your brain, and that is the reason we don't know what is to be done. We say we are master of the situation. Sorry to say, in reality, we are slave of the situation. It is alarming time to understand exactly. So what to do? When our mental state is disturbed, all the 5 aspects of personality, it is disturbed. No need to tell my physical education students, when we talk about personality, there are 5 aspects of personality which is physical, mental, emotional, social and spiritual. जब हम व्यक्तित्व कहते हैं तो व्यक्तित्व के 5 घटक हैं: शारीरिक, मानसिक, भावनिक, सामाजिक और आध्यात्मिक. So when mental state is disturbed, it affects all the 5 aspects of personality. And then what happens? Then maybe yoga is the way out. If yoga is the way out, we have to understand first what is yoga. You may think, what childish question I'm asking? छोटे बच्चों का प्रश्न मैं पूछ रहा हूं क्या यहाँ पर? सभी योग जानते हैं और मैं बोल रहा हूं योग क्या है? So really it is the need of the hour first to understand what is yoga. So here, as we all know, a great master 2500 years old, 2000 years back, they have mentioned, he has written one text, and that is Patanjali Yoga Sutra, in which he gave a beautiful definition of yoga, and that is yoga chitta vritti nirodha. Patanjali is not telling yoga is for reduction of 2 kg weight. Patanjali is not telling it is for flexibility. He is not telling for pizza and burgers. Try to understand. He is telling yoga chitta vritti nirodha. What is the meaning of this? A beautiful quotation. If someone will ask you what is the definition of yoga, and if you say yoga chitta vritti nirodha, people will salute you. But for that you have to understand what is the meaning of the sutra. And the meaning is complete cessation of modification of thoughts. It means that yoga is related to your thoughts. Maybe it is related to your physical aspect, but moreover it is beyond physical. And that's why, my dear students of physical education, if you recall the definition of physical education, what is the definition of physical education? Physical education is not the education of physical, but through the physical. शारीरिक शिक्षा ये शरीर की शिक्षा नहीं है, शरीर के द्वारा दी जाती है. उसी प्रकार से योग एजुकेशन इज नॉट एजुकेशन ऑफ फिजिकल बट थ्रू द फिजिकल. ये थ्रू द फिजिकल है मीन्स व्हाट? सो योगः चित्त वृत्ति निरोधा मीन्स complete cessation of modification of thoughts. It means that if you observe minutely, you will realize that number of thoughts are running. Some people are sitting in front of me so sincerely. Physically they are so attentive, but mentally they already reached to the pandal where they get the food. They start thinking at 1 o'clock, I don't know how far he will speak. More 1 hour? What about my food? So you already reached to the pendulum through mind, but physically you are here. What is the success story? What is the success story? The success story is when body and mind both are together, then only you will achieve the success. छोटे बच्चों को देखते हैं ना, रात भर पढ़ाई करता है बच्चा, किताब सामने रहती है, माँ बाप बड़े खुश हो जाते हैं, मेरा लड़का फर्स्ट रैंक लाने वाला है। जब रिजल्ट लगता है तो उसको 0 मार्क्स मिलते हैं, तब पता चलता है कि उसके सामने किताब तो खुली है, लेकिन मन उसका पोकेमॉन, डोरेमॉन, ग्राउंड यहाँ वहां जाता है। So try to understand, when body and mind is together, then only it is possible to achieve the success. So here, what is the concept of chitta? If Patanjali is talking about yoga, chitta vritti nirodha, so what is the concept of chitta? And chitta has 3 aspects. Chitta has 3 aspects. It is mind, ego, and intellect. We know about ego. Dr. Ananda explained beautifully. We also know about buddhi, he explained. We have to understand the play of mind because the topic is related to from mat to mind. What is the work of mind? The work of mind is to produce the thoughts. From where thoughts are being produced? From the mind. And when more thoughts are there, it is difficult for us to manage. And then it's a chaos in our life. What is the purpose of ego? Ego means I-ness. We are doing everything to satisfy our ego. And what is the role of intellect? The role of intellect is to plan everything. So how they 3 work together? Thoughts are there from the mind. They are my thought. I have to plan properly. But no one is judging whether those thoughts are good or bad or ugly or useless. No one is judging whether those thoughts are useful for me, for my upliftment. Thoughts are coming, ego is there to fulfill, intellect is ready to plan. And that's why we don't know we are reaching up to the chaos or we are reaching up to the real development. So here, we want to focus on mind, not on ego and intellect. Time is short. So I would like to only speak about mind. So as I told you, thoughts are being produced from the mind, but what is mind? We always speak about mind. हम हमेशा मन के बारे में बात करते हैं, लेकिन मन क्या है यही मालूम नहीं है. We have seen the definition. What was the definition? Yoga, chitta, vritti, nirodha. And chitta has 3 aspects. One is mind, another is ego, third is intellect. So let us try to understand what is mind. All the thoughts are being produced from the mind. And how thoughts are coming in the mind? This mind is like a beehive. मधमाशाचं पोळं असतं ना, मधुमक्खी का छत्ता, उस प्रकार से ये मन है. What exactly going on in this mind? There are several compartments, and all the sense organs are constantly going out, collect rubbish and preserved in the mind, and then process start. What is going on? As I told you, more thoughts, more problems. How thoughts are coming in our mind? From the sense organs. They collect the information from external world. They are not judging whether that information is good or bad. They dump in the mind and then process start. What is the process? Interesting process is going on. All the sense organs, they collect the information from external world. They pass on to the mind, and from mind, thoughts are being produced, and to that thoughts we give emotions and the feeling. And now remember, if we give the negative emotions for everything, then it's a disaster. For example, Vijay is going in the restaurant to eat pizza. He's sitting with a friend in Domino's. And what happens? They order the pizza. And unfortunately, jhagda ho gaya, quarrel. Now, whenever he will pass from Domino's in any of the country, what will happen? His friend will say, come, let us have that pizza. He will say, no. When you go in the Domino's, fighting is there. We try to communicate both the things. Impressions are already stored in the mind. Again, we get the impressions and they are started flourishing. So remember, here, if you develop all the negative emotions inside, maybe external world is so beautiful, still you always start thinking guilty, shameful, angry. Why? Maybe you are in Switzerland, still you are very sad because the problem is at inside, and that's why here opposite situation. Maybe you want me to stop? ही एक चांगली पद्धत आहे थांबवण्यासाठी. So, but vice versa. Maybe there is a disaster in your life, but if you are at positive side, then you are capable to achieve control on any of the disastrous situations. So remember, problem is not the problem. What is your outlook towards the problem? संकट हे संकट नाहीये, तुम्ही त्या गोष्टीकडे कशा प्रकारे बघताय, यामुळे त्या गोष्टीची तीव्रता ही वाढूही शकते किंवा कमीही होऊ शकते. So you have to understand that problem is at mental and emotional level. Problem is not at external level. What is your response to the problem? So here, let us try to understand today how to transform this pratipula paristhiti into anukula paristhiti. From negative situation, how to transform in positive situation. We want that because most of the things are there in this world. Every day new virus is coming. We don't know how to cope up. How far you are capable to run behind the virus? So rather to run behind the virus, it is better to immune yourself in such a way, beautifully explained by Dr. Anandji regarding this. So here the question is, so let us try to understand where is the problem. If you understand this, you will understand everything. Then you are free to tell me to stop. But this is very interesting thing I would like to tell you. As thanks to Pallavi, because in her introductory talk, she said, a human being is a combination of 5 aspects of personality. And they are physical, mental, emotional, social, and spiritual. Now exactly what is going on here? I would like to tell you. Now we are having 5 aspects of our personality. And they are physical, mental, emotional, social, and spiritual. There are 5 aspects. Now what is going on? We are part of society. And society has only one assignment. And what is that assignment? That assignment is called FFM. You know what is the full form of FFM? It is called Fault Finding Mission. They always try to find your problems. Whatever you are doing, they are always ready to blame you. Anything you are doing, they are always there too. And what happens then? The society is creating trouble at your emotional level. Constantly going on. Whatever you are doing, society will blame you. Up to certain level, you are capable to cope up at emotional level. But then time comes when you say, now it is not possible for me. But no one taught us what is to be done up till now. We have learned lot of subjects from school education to college education. But we don't know really what is to be done for emotional problems. How to release those problems. And then, more hammering is there. We don't know what is to be done. The problems which are at emotional level, we don't know, but this body is beautiful machine. The problems which are at emotional level shifted to mental level now. The problems which are at emotional level shifted to mental level internally. Again, for the time being, we are happy, we are little relaxed, but still society is doing their work sincerely, hammering always, giving always blaming to you, and then emotional level is full. Now mental level is also full. We don't know what is to be done. But again, this body is beautiful machine and internal adjustment is going on. The problem which are at emotional level shifted to mental level. Still we don't know what is to be done. And now the third stage shifted to physical level. But here kahani mein twist hai. Here you have to understand. Now the problems are at emotional level, shifted to mental level, but from mental, problems are not shifted, only the symptom of the problem is shifted. Problem is still at mental level. Problem is at emotional level. So, only symptoms are here. It is a simple logic. It is not a rocket science. That if problems at mental level, you have to treat mental level. What you are doing here at physical level? If problem is at mental and emotional level, you have to treat at mental and emotional level. It is so simple mechanism. But how to treat mental level, how to treat emotional level, no one taught us. But there is a good sign that if problems are coming from emotional to mental and from mental to physical, can it be possible? Use your body to train your mind and emotional level. Can it be possible? And answer is yes. But for that, you should understand how to use your body. Unfortunately, thanks to Dr. Anand when you spoke beautifully about the concept of asana, unfortunately, modern exercise system is forcefully implemented on the practice of asana. That's why we don't know what is asana, what is exercise. Sorry to say, but this is the problem. I feel my physical education students, they know better than other people in the world now. Because they know there are two types of exercises. One is called static, another is called dynamic. Dynamic means when repetitions are there, static means no repetition. But again in the static, there are two aspects. One is active static and passive static. Again you have to remember, asana is not active, it is passive. When you stretch, you relax. Again I say, when you stretch, you relax. You forget whole lecture, but remember this. It is not forceful or jerky movement. It is relaxation. And why relaxation is more important? Because the pressure which is at mind level, emotional level, shifted to your body level. And if you relax your body, automatically the mind is tranquilizing. Automatically mind is relaxed. I am not against of dynamic practice. I am not telling dynamic is wrong and static is best. I am not even telling static is wrong, dynamic is best. What is your aim? If you want to develop your biceps and triceps, directly go in the gym and perform the dumbbells. But my dear, for the sake of yoga, don't tell it is dumbbells yoga. You spoil all the beauty of yoga. It is so clear. It is so clear. But people, they don't know. And they do anything. You just have to open the internet and you find all the useless and rubbish types of yoga. That is not our topic. But it is the need of the hour that if you are a torch bearer of the yoga, You are staying in India. India is recognizing for such things. It is your moral responsibility, at least not to dilute the things. So here, all the practices which you perform, maybe asana, you perform through body, but it is not for the body. That's why asanas are not physical, they are psychophysical in nature. You perform through body, but where you get effects? At mental level or emotional level. And all the practices which you perform through body, remember, they are not only for the body, they are for the mind. And higher your personality is spiritual personality. If spiritual personality is fine, then really believe me, all the problems which are coming from social arena are diluted and you are ready to cope up anything in the life. So spiritual, but spiritual doesn't mean every day you are going in the temple or you are reading the scriptures. Spirituality means you are having inner peace, joy, happiness, you are happy with your work. And someone asked me, can you give me the ready reckoner of spirituality? So I thought, let us tell to you the ready reckoner of spirituality. You know ready reckoner. Physical education students, they know ready reckoner. Ready reckoner means, for example, your weight is 60, your height should be this much. This is called ready reckoner, the chart. And someone asked me, can you give me ready reckoner of spirituality? And I would like to tell you this ready reckoner, and you have to decide, are you really spiritual? There are 4 types of people in the world. There is no 5th person you will find. Only 4 types of people. There is no 5th. The first person you will see will tell, it doesn't matter I'll get or not anything, but you should get, my dear. मुझे जीवन में कुछ नहीं मिला तो चलेगा, लेकिन आपको मिलने दो. This is the first category. The second category people you will find, they will say, I should get, you should get. मुझे भी मिलने दो, तुम्हें भी मिलने दो. The third category people will say, everything I should get, you should not get. जगातलं सगळं मलाच, दुनिया का सब मुझे ही मिलना चाहिए, आपको नहीं. और fourth category people will say, it doesn't matter whether I'll get or not, but
You should not get.
मुझे मिला नहीं तो भी चलेगा, लेकिन ऐसा विजय जी ने कहा, मुझे नहीं मिला तो भी चलेगा, लेकिन सामने वाले को मिलना चाहिए. You have to check you are in which category. If you feel you are in 4th category, try to come in 2nd, try to come in 3rd. If you are in 3rd, try to come in 2nd. If you feel you are in 2nd, sincerely try to come in 1st. If you feel you are in 1st category, please maintain it. So this is the ready reckoner. You have to think. Spirituality doesn't mean you go do such and all such. You go in the temple, definitely you will be benefited. If you read or you do namasmaran or whatever, definitely you will be benefited. But yoga is not talking about. Yoga means, are you capable to enjoy your life? If yes, you are spiritual. So here, those who understood this, they are like a monk in this materialistic world. But those who are not capable to understand, this is not the photo, it is the mirror. You can check it. So here, we have to understand. So, what is the problem in the diseases? Remember, all the activities are mental activities, not physical problems. All the activities are mental activities, and that's why when you give treatment, you should not give treatment only to the body, but you should give treatment also to the mind. And that's why yoga is the only pathy, only subject, only philosophy by which you are capable to train your mind. And that's why whole world is running behind that. So here, it is very dangerous slide I would like to share with you. This is the result from WHO. They say, the problem is, we feel in India, mental health is a non-talk topic. We should not speak about this. This is our problem in India. No one should speak about mental problems. We are not even ready to speak about mental things here. So, the observation of WHO, they say more than 20 crore people, means 1/6 of the people they are suffering with mental problems here. And more problematic is, this is prior to COVID in 2019. So remember, after COVID, what is the situation? If yoga teachers are there, definitely, very humbly I would like to tell you, Divinity has offered you a great opportunity. Don't spoil this opportunity only in reduction of the 2 kg weight or digestion of pizza and burgers. If you are capable to find some solution for the people at the mind level, you can do miracles. And no need to spend anything. Only you have to understand the fundamental principles of yoga. Unfortunately, those fundamental principles of yoga is mentioned in ancient texts, but we don't know. And that's why we do whatever we want. So here, if still time is there, 5 minutes. Yeah, I can utilize 5 minutes. And I will tell you how mind is playing with you. You will be surprised to see how mind is playing with you. Number of layers are there of the mind. You don't even know those layers. Number of layers are there. And I would like to share only 7 layers with you. These are different layers of the mind. For example, peripheral mind, intensive mind, intrinsic, abysmal, cloud stand, obscure, obtuse. Number of layers. हम तो नाम भी नहीं जानते, मन का काम क्या जानेंगे. So different layers are there and you will enjoy those layers when I explain. Forget about the technical terms. आपको सिर्फ इतना ही देखना है कि क्या आपके साथ ऐसे होता है क्या. अगर होता होगा तो आपको समझना है कि हाँ, मेरे माइंड का ये लेयर इस वक्त काम कर रहा है. Only you have to understand. First, for example, peripheral intensive. Let us try to, what is peripheral mind? The peripheral mind means we want to say without consideration. Most of the time, 3, 4, 5 people are standing together. We don't know the topic. Still we start our own topic. We don't know what exactly what we are talking about. और चारों लोग हमारे पास देखते हैं. What is going on with him, man? Our topic is different. Without consideration, we speak. This is one layer of the mind. The second layer is intensive. Yes. कभी-कभी हम सोचकर भी बोलते हैं. Sometimes, yeah, once in a blue moon, once in a life maybe. So this is one layer. Intrinsic mind means what? Lie thought. Think, analyze, but say as per the situation. होता है आपके साथ? For example, they invited me, and maybe I asked how was the lecture. Now she will say, oh, how to say it was useless. So she will say, no, it was fantastic lecture. So think, analyze, but see as per the situation. होता है ऐसे आपके साथ? जैसे आप काम कर रहे हैं, ऑफिस में जाते हो, बॉस बहुत तकलीफ देता है आपको, लेकिन बॉस पूछता है मेरा एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन कैसा है? आप कहते हो आपके जैसा एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन किसी का नहीं है. You do like this sometimes? Yes. One layer of mind is working. For example, abysmal. Thoughts are already stored and come out. Topic कुछ हो रहा है, आप कुछ बोल रहे हो. जैसे मॉर्निंग में सुबह पूछता है कोई, कैसे हो? अभी आपका आंसर सेट है कि वो क्या कहेगा, बहुत अच्छा है, इट इज सेट. लेकिन वो कहता है और उसके आंसर पे आपको कहना है वेरी गुड वेरी गुड. अब क्या होता है, आप पूछते हो कैसे हो? वैसे क्या बताऊं, प्रॉब्लम था रात भर, तबीयत खराब थी. आप सुनने के लिए तैयार नहीं हो. आप क्या कहते हो? So this is going on with your mind. This is one type of layer. The next is called cloud stand. This is interesting. Cloud stand means you know, but you want to hide from others. हाँ? आपको मालूम है, जैसे बीपीएड के क्लास में बच्चों ने ग्लास तोड़ दिया. अभी पूरे क्लास को मालूम है. रिस्पेक्टेड कामिनी सर क्लास में आ गए और पूछा किसने तोड़ा है. अभी मालूम सबको है, लेकिन वो कैसे, कौन सी कांच, किसने तोड़ा, कांच क्या होती है सर, मैं नहीं था. दिस इज कॉल्ड you know, but you want to hide. This is one type of one layer of the mind. Are you doing like this? Be careful. Now they know now your layers. Obscure mind, fact want to know but hidden by itself. कभी ऐसे हुआ है चश्मा लगाकर चश्मा ढूंढा हो? अच्छा, कभी ऐसे हुआ है रात में मोबाइल ढूंढने के लिए मोबाइल की टॉर्च लगा के मोबाइल ढूंढा हो? दिस इज कॉल्ड अनादर। या सबसे इंटरेस्टिंग है, मुझे लगता है कि ये माइंड शायद योग वालों की प्रॉपर्टी है, ये लास्ट वाला ऑब्ट्यूज माइंड। वी डोंट नो दैट वी डोंट नो। हमें यही मालूम नहीं है कि हमें मालूम नहीं है। शायद योग वालों के साथ ऐसा है क्या, कुछ भी सिखाओ योग है। मेरा एक दोस्त था, उसने कहा रोज योगा करता हूं। मैंने बोला कौन सा? उसने कहा सोफा योग। मैंने बोला ये क्या होता है? उसने कहा बस पड़ा रहता हूं सोफा के ऊपर। आर यू रियली डूइंग सच थिंग्स? डोंट कम इन द फील्ड ऑफ योगा। Really you want to help the people, then only it is. So these are different layers. I am just sharing 7. Hundreds of layers are there. Still 2 minutes are there. I will utilize this. So everyone is talking about the mind. Bhagavad Gita is telling bandhuratma namastasya yainatme vatmana jitaha anatmanastu shatrutve varte tatmeva shatruvat. What is the beautiful meaning? 6:6. If you are capable to control the mind, you are master of the mind. But if you don't know how to control the mind, then you are slave of the mind. So remember, किसी ने कहा था राह तो सीधी है लेकिन मोड़ सारे मन के हैं। आप क्या लेके जाते हो इस कॉन्फ्रेंस से अलग बात, लेकिन एक बात तो जरूर आपको सोचनी है कि you are slave of your mind or you are master of your mind. Your mind make you to dance or you make your mind to dance. आपको आपका मन नचा रहा है या आपके हाथ में मन अभी है। So here everyone is talking about development of character. Just 2-3 minutes. You tell me I stop. Yeah. Yes, everyone is thinking about the food. So everyone is talking about character. To develop the character, everyone is running behind the character nowadays. But you know what is character? To develop the character within 1 day or 2 days, it is not possible. It is a chain. What is the chain? As you think, so you act. Action leads to habit, and habit forms the character. ये थिंकिंग जो पहला वाला है ना, the thinking is related to your mind. If your mind is not stable, you cannot create your character. That's why if you want to develop this character, that's why it is said mana eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayoh. So number of texts got opportunity to publish based on all the manuscripts, and most of the texts they are talking about only one thing. Yoga is for mind. And what is life? Life is mind game. You have to think you are a master of your mind, then you are successful. If you think you are a slave of your mind, then sorry, it is not possible for you to achieve success. Time is not there, but this is very important concept. 3 minutes? 3 minutes?
Yes, sir. Please, sir.
Question answers?
No, please explain this.
You tell me.
Sir, please. Both.
Better to stop because we have to obey the rules over here.
No, explain, please.
Okay. Question answer session is there. So it is a deal between you and me. Don't ask the question and give time to me to speak. Okay.
Explain.
Please.
मुझे वो फ्रस्ट्रेशन वाला नहीं वो गया अभी गया मतलब बैटरी पूरा ड्रेन आउट हो गया, इसलिए तो बंद किया अभी मैं दूसरे फोन से। तो इसका भी मुझे लेना था, बहुत सही बोले थे वो फ्रस्ट्रेशन। लंच के टाइम लगाती हूँ कि चार्जर लाई हूँ सर, मुझे इसका सुनना है चित्तवृत्ति है। इसको भी नहीं है, ये तो मैम ने अच्छा समझाया था क्लास में।
Yeah. 3 minutes. Sorry. I know you are hungry. Sorry. 3 minutes.
We are not hungry, sir. We are hungry to listen you.
Yes. Yeah, you can continue.
We can avoid
Here,
food.
I was talking about yoga chitta vritti nirodha. The definition of chitta. And we have to understand exactly what is chitta inside. I told you about mind aspect only. One, what is chitta? So let us try to understand this chitta has 5 working capacities. 5 levels are there of this chitta. I only explained about mind, but whole chitta means mind, ego and intellect. When it is working, it has 5 different levels. And they are called as kshipta, moodha, vikshipta, ekagra and niruddha. But I will explain with the diagram, you will understand what I wanted to tell. So here, what is kshipta? If you consider circle as your mind and arrows like a thoughts, can you say this person is very balanced? At one side to attend the lecture, at other side food is ready, at other side next program is there, whether I park my vehicle properly or not, hundreds of thoughts are there. This state is called kshipta. So comparatively kshipta, moodha is better. Why moodha is better? Because at least, yes, that the thoughts are less and in one direction. But what is the meaning of yoga chitta vritti nirodha? Complete cessation. We don't want one thought even. So the second is moodha. Comparatively, kshipta and moodha, vikshipta is better. Why? Because thoughts are less and in one direction. Like, forget about conference, only food and food. Like vikshipta. Then ekagra. Comparatively kshipta, moodha, vikshipta, ekagra is the best. Why? Only one thought is there. Arjuna, remember Arjuna. Fakta mashaच्या डोळ्यालाच मारायचंय. This is called, and when you are at ekagra level, you are capable to achieve. So these are different. And finally, the purpose, no thought, no problem here. So remember, here 5 levels. Now how to judge where yoga fits? Last 1 minute, where yoga fits. A person who is kshipta, how is his behavior? He is very angry. For example, person is there and you tell him to wait, others should take food from prior to you. And if he is kshipta, then you will witness Mahabharata over there in the food stall. He is always having ignorance, he is always having immoral thoughts. Very low people, he is always agitated. Any reason is there, he is always angry. Moodha person, always raga dvesha. He is happy and suddenly he is very angry. For example, he is having temporary happiness, misery. शादी में ऐसे लोगों के साथ जाओ, उसके थाली का रसगुल्ला ले लिया तो वो गुस्सा हो जाते हैं, और 2 उसको रसगुल्ला दे दिया तो बड़े खुश हो जाते हैं. So they are at very temporary level. And then vikshipta, they are having little vision and aim, little higher than. Ekagra is the best. Though people, those who are capable to perform meditation or prayers, those who are in this yoga field maybe, they are at this. And finally it is niruddha. So remember, those who are at kshipta level, life is so confusing for them. What they want, they don't get. What they get, they are not satisfied. What they expect never happens. What they hate, always repeat. And same with this. And finally the person who is ekagra, no confusion. What they want, always they get and always satisfied. What they expect always happens. What they hate, always possible to avoid. This is the purpose of yoga. 2 kilo वजन नहीं. उसके लिए 2 दिन खाना नहीं खाओगे, कम हो जाएगा. But try to understand, it is a mind game. So all the practices in yoga, they design for mental and emotional stability. So only physical we don't want. We want mental, emotional, social and spiritual as well. A small program we can do. Time is not there, just I run away. Some asanas you can perform with flexion and extension. There are 4 different movements of your spine: forward bending, backward bending. Every day, if you have 15 minutes, you can perform it. And some asanas: forward bending, backward bending, lateral and twist. Then, for example, some topsy-turvy poses to change the polarities, which is from me to thee, as Dr. Ananda says, it is to transform me to we, or topsy-turvy poses. Then some relaxative postures to remove the psycho-physical tension, and then some of the Shuddhi Kriyas for proper circulation of blood, and finally this pranayam to control over autonomic nervous system. We know autonomic nervous system is very important. And finally, if it is possible, sit with yourself, try to hear what is going on inside, what your body wanted to tell you. So this is the program you can do. What you want? You want this?
No.
Or you want this? Yeah. So the purpose of yoga is this. Purpose of yoga is not. So, this is last slide, which is very important. When they started yoga, all the great masters, they started with Swaswarupa Yoga to understand your true nature. Who we are, what is the purpose of our life, what we have to do here. We are not here only to eat, drink and die. There must be some purpose. So what is the purpose? To know yourself, and that purpose was Swaswarupa, to understand you. And then, I don't know whether it is a development or downfall of yoga, but you have to think. This is the question I would like to put in your court. Then, people started using yoga for Adhyatmika yoga, only for spiritual purposes. Then people started using yoga only at Buddhi yoga, to understand at intellectual level. Then, as we went far away from our true nature, number of diseases were there, and Chikitsa yoga, then Vyayam yoga, Krida yoga, Spardha yoga, I don't know what will happen. I don't know whether it is a downfall or it is a upliftment. If you sincerely feel it is a downfall, be careful, because people selected you to guide the people for their benefits, and benefits should be at mental and emotional level. So don't be trapped in all the useless and nonsense things are going on in the world on the name of yoga, which is nothing to do with yoga. Continue your knowledge related to ancient literature written by all the masters, and I'm sure you find all the solutions. So this is the vast spectrum of the topic, this importance of ancient yogic wisdom in modern era. Thank you very much. Om Shanti.
दोनों की नोट्स कहाँ थे नहीं गया हमारे लिए मेरी टॉपिक कर रहे हैं उसका टॉपिक
Thank you for such an inspiring, enlightening and mindful session. Sir, you actually taught us the real meaning of Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha. Indeed, this session will help us to dive into our inner thoughts and try to improve the 5 aspects of our personality. Thank you once again, sir. Now we are open to take questions for both the speakers. One question each as we are running out of time.
When you understand everything, no question. You understand nothing, no question.
That's wonderful. If you have any questions for both the speakers, you may please raise your hand and pose the question. Yes.
मैं तो रोज करती हूँ क्योंकि मैंने तेरे से किया नहीं वहाँ भी बैठते नहीं करती
But nowadays, what I've heard, the role of artificial intelligence and that AMI into the yoga. So, how will you a little bit details about this artificial intelligence and MI? So, how to cope up with these things?
Thank you for that question. Artificial intelligence and yoga. I think first of all, just as Manmatji had pointed out, yoga is transforming throughout human history. Transformation is good, but mutation is not good. So we have to be careful that when we bring all these new ideas into yoga, or yoga into new ideas, we don't mutate it. That is first thing. And I believe that natural intelligence is always superior to artificial intelligence. And yoga works on enhancing natural intelligence.
Created artificial. So what is highest?
Creation, I mean, that is
Natural, created, artificial. So what is highest?
natural.
You have that. Use it.
Only if you have the natural, you can create.
You research on natural intelligence rather to research on artificial.
Sir, I have a question about yogasanas. Many people say that children below 8 or 12 should not practice the difficult asanas. So, can you put some light on it? And also, one more question is there. Even it is almost impossible for us to sit in normal sitting position also for half an hour. We get the sensation of tingling sensation, something like that in our feet. So, is it possible with only controlling our mind, or is that domain different than mental thing?
First of all ages can do yoga. Everybody can do yoga. Yoga is accessible to each and every person. But all practices of yoga may not be appropriate at different ages. So for what a pregnant mother should do will be different than a young girl, will be different than someone in their 60s. Similarly, the asanas that can be done by young kids should be taken so that they are not preventing any growth issues. So if the musculoskeletal system is not developed properly and putting strain on the musculoskeletal system before its proper development, we may lead to issues later. So rather than saying this age can do, this age cannot do, what I suggest is age appropriate yoga practices can be given safely. Age inappropriate yoga practices should be avoided. That is the safest option. And regarding your question on sitting, I believe that each person can go beyond physical thresholds through abhyasa. We find people are able to do amazing things through practice. But at the same time, you should not murder yourself. So don't be violent to yourself in the name of abhyasa. Because ahimsa is the first rule of yoga. So be kind to yourself, practice until you reach what is for you. And don't compare with somebody. They can sit for 3 hours, doesn't you have to sit for 3 hours. Each person is individual. We need to find the excellence of each individual.
I think that's a lot of food for thought for all of us, and the food is also waiting outside before we break for the lunch. Let us give a big round of applause to both of you. Attending a yoga conference is maybe a little difficult for physical education people, but however they have stuck to it, they're sitting, that means they're enjoying the conference. Physical education people are very restless, but everybody, you have made them sit, so it's really amazing. Thank you both of you for being here and there. मेरे बच्चे जो हैं वो यहीं बैठेंगे. I request all the delegates that we're now at national level contributing significantly to the policy making and implementation in the field of yoga and naturopathy. A true polymath, Dr. Bhavnani's accomplishments extend beyond academia, encompassing a rich tapestry of artistic endeavors, including Indian classical music and dance. Bal Yogi Sir's prolific literary output, comprising 34 books, 19 DVDs and over 350 papers and abstracts on yoga and yoga research reflects his deep-rooted passion and unwavering commitment to disseminating the ancient wisdom of yoga to the global audience. Dr. Bhavnani's dedication to advancing the science of yoga therapy has earned him international recognition, including being the first Indian to receive the certification as a yoga therapist, CIAYT, from the International Association of Yoga Therapists, USA. We are privileged to have Dr. Anand Balyogi Bhavnani sharing his insights and wisdom with us today. We are eager to listen to his keynote address, which promises to enlighten and inspire us on our journey to understanding the interplay between man and the mind. Let us extend a hearty welcome to Yogacharya Dr. Anand Balyogi Bhavnani sir with a huge round of applause. Thank you. I request Dr. Bhavnani to please take over.
कोई है दो थोड़े एटीट्यूड
योगेन चित्तस्य अधेन वाचा मलं शरीरस्य च वैद्यकेन योपाकरोत्तम् अवहं मुनीनां पतञ्जलिं प्राञ्जलिरानतोऽस्मि। ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ॐ। A very wonderful morning to everyone assembled here. It's been a great privilege to be here on this auspicious occasion of the centenary celebrations of the Maharashtriya Mandal and this international conference that has been inaugurated by none other than our dear Guruji, Dr. H.R. Nagendraji. I am going to be talking a very serious topic, and while the PPT is getting uploaded, I thought I will introduce you to something which is very practical. Do you want something very practical?
Yes.
Okay. Have you any anxiety? How many people have anxiety? How many people have stress? See, if you don't have stress, you are not alive. Seedha sada. Only the dead person has no stress. Everybody who is alive has stress. We all have anxiety. So I'm going to teach you how to get rid of anxiety through a practice which is using the power of nada. Nada, which is vibration. So nada is being used to create a bhavana shuddhi. Our attitude has to be cleansed. And it is an action, so it is a kriya. Nada bhavana shuddhi kriya. You want to learn it?
Yes.
Fine. So the first anxiety we all have, performance anxiety. You know, before you have to give a talk, what happens to your stomach? Butterflies. It will sink. You have to go and sing on stage. Instead of going on stage, you'll run to the toilet. That moment only suddenly nature will call. You know, performance anxiety, when you have to give a presentation, when you have to perform, when you have an exam. So performance anxiety, how do you get rid of it? It is totally in the abdominal region. So the sound for that, to release it is a sound, ha. Okay? Can we put our hand on the abdomen? Okay. Ha! See, there are so many of you, I'm one person, one against many. Ha! Ha! I don't need mic. Ha! Second anxiety, relationship anxiety in the chest. Will they like me? Won't they like me? Will they give me a flower bouquet? Or will they throw rotten eggs at me? You know, we all have that relationship. 2 days ago, everybody had that likes me, not like me. All that nonsense goes on in our head. So, this you want to let go. How do you do? The sound is ho. See, when you say that sound, see, when I say ha, the Nabi chakra, that area of the navel will resonate. Ha. Now, ho, 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 ho. Good. So, performance anxiety, ha. Relationship anxiety, ho. Now, very dangerous, ego anxiety. I am principal, I am director, I am professor, I am chief guest, I am president. So, how people will walk, you know, when they have this is very, very strong, they'll walk like this. This will be lifting up like that. You can see how much the ego will lift like that from here. How do you get rid of this? So, we always take offense. They didn't respect me. They disrespected me. Why? Because I was expecting respect. Because I think I am very special, so I expect respect, so I get offended. Offense is never given, offense is always taken. So that, the sound up here is he. And you will feel the vibration. So, ha. Ho. He. Now the most dangerous klesha, according to Maharishi Patanjali, is abhinivesha. Swarasavahi vidusho api samarudaha abhinivesha. Abhinivesha is survival instinct. I have to survive. Me. So how do we work on that? Me. Okay? That me makes you very mean. And then you change to the prefrontal cortex. This is brainstem, survival. This is prefrontal cortex and you go the. It is the buddhi, okay? The. So you shift me. The. Okay, you can get the shift and then finally we realize it's all waste. So we say go. Now let us all stand up. We should do this standing. Come on. Dynamic. Ready to release all anxiety. Ha. Ho. He. Me. They. Go. Now you can sit down. You see, before I started, 10% of audience was smiling. Now 100% of audience is smiling. Are you all smiling? Yes. Are you smiling? Yes. Are you smiling? Yes. So when you smile, you know what happens? When you smile, people smile back at you. A smile costs you nothing, it gives you everything. That is why my name my parents gave us Ananda. Always be happy, always smile. My father said, if you do not smile and make others smile, you are not living up to your name. Okay? Yes. Now, today, I am talking about a topic a bit more serious now. Yoga is a therapy where we want to bring together the ancient wisdom with a modern scientific approach. Next slide. We know where we are, and this is the event. Next slide. This is the Parampara, Guru Parampara to which I belong. You can see on one side my beloved father, Swami Geetananda Giri, Guru Maharaj. On the other side, Guru Mata, Ammaji, Meenakshi Devi, Bhavanani. And the Guru Parampara that goes back on one side to Saiva Siddhanta tradition of Rishi Agastya. On another side, the Bengali Tantric tradition going all the way back to Maharishi Bhrigu. So two traditions coming together in my father's teaching, and I'm continuing it. Next one. At our university, if I can have a hand mic, I can turn a little easily. If not, it's okay. No, it's fine. At our university, Sri Balaji Vidyapeeth, we have an Institute of Salitogenesis and Complementary Medicine. So the first question, how many of you have heard of salitogenesis? Anybody? Okay, one or two who have attended my lecture. Okay? Have you heard of pathogenesis? Right? Pathogenesis, what is causing the disease? Salitogenesis is what is causing health and wellness. So rather than thinking of disease all the time, dukkha, people are doing a japa, dukkha. And so Bhagavan says, you want more dukkha, here's some more, 5 more kilos. If you do on sukha, then sukham will manifest. If you do dukkham will manifest. If you keep on saying pain, how will you heal? You have to say healing. That is why salitogenesis is our motive. Next one. Next slide, please. So, as we can see, salus is wellness, genesis is from Greek. What are the factors that are enabling wellness to manifest? Next slide. Keep going down here. So, the sense of coherence, I'm giving you a little bit because salitogenesis is the key aspect of yoga chikitsa, yoga therapy. So here, a sense of coherence that I can understand my life better and I can do something about my life. That is a very important part of coherence. So the next one, please. The next slide. You can come down here. The first part is my world is understandable. I can understand my world. That is the most important first part. Second part is my world is manageable. Third, my world has meaning. So you ask yourself, do you understand your world? Do you think you can manage your world? And does your world have meaning? Then you have sense of coherence. Wellness is manifesting. But most people, sir, I don't understand my life, sir. I don't know where it is going, sir. What is the use of living also, I don't know, sir. They are totally incoherent. Incoherent is illness. Coherence is wellness. Next one. Next slide, please. So here, I'm giving you a comparison. When we talk of pathogenesis, what causes disease? So what is causing disease is the first part. There, what is causing health? We want to avoid problem. Doctors are only trying to avoid problem. So it is disease based, not healthcare, it is disease care today. We want to reach the potential. That is where yoga comes in. We want to reach the potential. We are not worried about absence of disease, we want presence of health. We are not only looking at arogya, we are looking at swasthya. There's a big difference. Arogya is the absence of disease. Swasthya is a state of being established in the swasth, your own self, the swa. And again, if you look at this illness-wellness continuum, modern medicine is always looking only on treatment. How to prevent the death, disability, sign, symptom, whereas the wellness is awareness, education, moving towards. So salitogenesis is not negating disease, it is including disease but going all the way to the highest level of health and wellness. Next one. So if you look at it, dis-ease is where you are not at ease with yourself. You have lost that sukham. Whereas in ease, you are regaining your sukhasthanam. My mother used to say, a point where you are at ease with yourself is the sukhasthanam. Now, Rudyard Kipling, you know what is the book he wrote which is very famous? Jungle Book. Now he made a statement, he lived in India for a long time and he made a statement, he said, East is east and west is west and never the twain shall meet. But I would like to tell him, I don't know, this is not moving. Is it connected? Yeah. So I like to tell Mr. Kipling, sorry they have met and they have met through yoga. And you can see even his most famous character Mowgli is nowadays doing yoga. Fine. And that is why if you look at it in modern medicine, especially in Western countries, they have embraced the mind-body therapies such as yoga. Because what is yoga doing? It is creating integration. Yujyate anena iti yoga. And if you look in the UK, see in India, still in our modern medicine, you don't find this. In UK already the National Health Service is saying that yes, yoga is useful. So first American has to say, then the English have to say, and then we'll accept. When our traditional people say, we say no, there's no science. We want to practice what they call evidence-based medicine. See, we have to understand evidence of thousands of years of our Rishi Parampara is greater than any modern evidence. And if you look at USA, they find why are people doing yoga? Why are they doing meditation? I'm going to come back to this today. Because very popularly people today are saying yoga and meditation. They are saying yoga and pranayama. I would like to request that you never say that, please. Meditation, dhyana is the heart of yoga. Don't diverse it. Pranayama is an essential component of Ashtanga Yoga. Do not take it away. Yoga and meditation, yoga and pranayama. Please do not use such terms. Westerners can use, not people in our country. And why are they doing? You can see that to maintain health and well-being. They are looking at specific medical conditions, especially musculoskeletal. That is where your work with physical education is so important. When yoga and physical education come together, you can start to look at some amazing issues, especially injuries amongst our star athletes. And what I like there in the USA, 22% of the people said the doctor recommended it. How many doctors in India will recommend? You have to think about that. And they look, why are people doing yoga? They are doing because there is flexibility, stress relief, general fitness, physical fitness. But what is very important, you look at the people, they said 86% said strong sense of mental clarity, and 79 developed a seva bhavana. Through the yoga practice, they wanted to give back to the society. That is where yoga comes. Mad to mind and beyond, that is where yoga comes in. And yoga therapy today, if you go to PubMed, which is the gold standard of research, recently I had a look just before the end of the year, 7,488 papers mentioning yoga therapy. And you can see here how this is the last part, closer. So basically from around 1990 onwards is where this huge spike of publications are there. Index publications, gold standard PubMed. And my own yoga research mentor, Professor Madan Mohan Ji, a pioneer of bringing yoga and modern medicine together. Where you can see students at JIPMA, this was about 15, 16 years ago, where we were bringing the yoga into the medical students' curriculum. Today at our university, we continue it also. And in 1982, the publication of Madan Mohan sir and my own father on Savitri Pranayama, you can see, and this was when B.K. Sayengar ji was at our ashram in 1980s, and Dr. Madan Mohan is also there. He continues to guide us in our work at our university. I always use his image because we should remember those who have done the work before us, the giants who have come before us. Never think we have done it for the first time. Now this is being taken forward. We have Satbir, we have Vijlani, sir, we have Shirley Tellis, Larry Payne and Dean Ornish. Amazing work they have done, which also is being done here. And we have amazing textbooks of yoga therapy today, including my own textbook on yoga therapy. Recently, Vijay has brought out a beautiful book for the YCB. Please, if you are looking at going into YCB certification, he has amazing books also. And you can see how this is becoming standard. But I want to remind you, yoga therapy is not different or separate from yoga. Yoga therapy in this Venn diagram is one small circle within the greater circle of yoga. It is neither greater nor outside yoga. So don't think yoga therapy is something separate. I'm going to give you some understanding because all of you are in academia, you understand science. And we want to communicate our traditional rishis, that rishi culture, with the modern medical understanding. So the first level is we all know Panchakosha. So you say, yes sir, Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, Anandamaya Kosha. And I've given you here a way that it can explain both. Because some tradition go from inside out, some go from outside in. So I've given an option for both here. Why am I saying both are right? Because I am suggesting there is a cellular Panchakosha. Because Panchakosha, we keep on thinking, it's wearing one sweater on top of another sweater on top of another jacket with underwear inside, which is your Pranamaya Kosha. That is not what it is. All things are happening in the same place. Imagine a cell. What is a cell? It is having a structure. So what kosha is the structure of the cell? Annamaya Kosha. Right? Second, this cell is functioning. If it can function, it means prana is moving. So that what is that functional part? It is Pranamaya Kosha. It just will help me prevent Ayam Dukan Anagatam not getting a neck pain after this talk. That is why I am practicing Patanjali's Ayam Dukan Anagatam. Prevent those miseries. So, first part. What is the first part? Structure. Annamaya Kosha. Cell is functioning. So, it is physiology. Pranamaya Kosha. Now, the cell knows what it is to do. A liver cell will only produce the liver cell function. Kidney cell will only do kidney cell function. Liver cell will not do a lung cell. A lung cell will not do a neurons function. It has a manomaya kosha, knowing what to do. So it has a cellular memory. The cellular memory, we talk of cellular memory, that is cell's manomaya kosha. It has intelligent feedback mechanism. When to increase insulin, when not to increase insulin, the beta cells, they know. If there is more sugar, there is more insulin. If there is less sugar, there is glucagon. That is its Vijnanamaya Kosha. And every cell, trillions of cells in your body are connected to all other cells. That is the origin called Bluetooth connection. The cellular Bluetooth connection is Anandamaya Kosha. So right down at your cells you have the Pancha Kosha. So don't worry. Someone says Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya. Somebody says Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya. It doesn't matter. Both are the same. Because everything is happening at the same time in the same place. And one of my dear friends, Acharya Birju in Gujarat, has even tried to correlate this with the epigenetics. And I suggest that you look up his book also. See, I'm not only selling my book, I'm selling Vijay's book, I'm selling Acharya Birju's book, because I believe all of us should grow together. Sahana bhavatu, sahana gunattu. Not only Ananda should grow, all should grow together. When I say all should be blessed, it includes me. I don't have to say all plus Ananda. And do you have to say that? All be blessed. Sarve bhavantu sukhinaha. Everybody, including me, I don't have to say Sarve plus Ananda. You don't need that. He has given a very beautiful concept which you can take there. Now another very beautiful concept that our ancients had is that you have the challenges and you have your skills. On one side, challenge should be high. On the other side, your skill should be high. If challenge is high and your skill is high, you come into what is called flow. The phenomenon called flow in psychology. Now what do Our ancients call it Yoga Karmasu Kaushalam. That is the beauty. Already it is there. The concept of flow. When you are not attached to your action, karmanyeva adhikaraste ma paleshu kadachana, when you have that. And when yogastha kurkarmani sankam tyatva dhananjaya siddhya asiddhayo samabhutva. All of these come together and they all work together. Thank you for saving my neck. Now my neck is safe. And I can also move. So you can see my poor Panchakosha. Otherwise you only seeing Ekakosha. Similarly, another very beautiful concept in yoga is what we call Spanda Nishpanda. That is activation, deactivation. And we know what is activation? Sympathetic nervous system. You have seen people when they are stressed. Will they do well?
No.
If you are like this, nothing will happen. An archer who is like this will overshoot the target. A bowler who is like this will bowl wide. That is what will happen. And then Ashwin will move like this. I don't know if you have followed that. Wide and Ashwin moving like this. Helped India win against Pakistan down under. Sympathetic, parasympathetic. This sympathetic, parasympathetic balance is very important because if you are not relaxing, you will not heal. We talked about athletes and their injuries. If you teach the athlete vigorous asana, it will not work. You have to teach the athlete to let go. You have to teach them to relax. When they relax, they will heal. Stress response will never help you heal. Relaxation response will facilitate the healing response. And that is why in yoga, relaxation is the key. And as a medical doctor, I believe that relaxation is yoga's greatest contribution to modern healthcare. Because if a doctor wants to help a patient heal, we don't have medicine to heal. We can reduce your blood sugar, we can reduce your blood pressure, we can try to fight the cancer. Can I help you heal? There's no medicine. How do you induce the healing response? By facilitating relaxation response. And that is why, and again, you don't need a medicine. Because most of the time, if the doctor wants you to relax, what will they give you? Alprazolam. Alprax. Now, because you take Alprax, what will happen? Addiction हो जाएगा. पहले 0.25 milligram, उसके बाद 0.5 milligram, उसके बाद 0.75, 1, 2, 3, and then you cannot let go of it. Now, it is better you get addicted to Shavasana and Yoga Nidra, then get addicted to Alprax. I'll tell you that much. Another important concept, we know of pranayama. How does pranayama work into the system? Sinus arrhythmia. In physiology, we have a very, very simple phenomenon. Whenever you breathe in, what happens? Your heart rate will become faster. Because breathing in is stressful. When the baby is first born, what does it do? Oh my God, I've come again on this planet. Made a mistake. I thought I'm going some other planet. I've come back. Again, you know, when you start crying, everybody's happy. Baby is good. Apgar score is good. See, when you breathe in, inspiration is always sympathetic. Expiration is always parasympathetic. Inspiration is active. Expiration is passive. Now what happens here? When in pranayama, we enhance the exhalation. That is why in yoga, what do we say for pranayama? If you breathe in for 6 count, breathe out for 12 count. When you breathe out for a longer duration, what happens? Parasympathetic tone is enhanced. Parasympathetic tone is enhanced, sympathetic tone will go down, the person will start to heal themselves. And if you want, if I say, okay, now we'll breathe in for 6 count, breathe out for 12. Sir, not possible, sir. Very difficult, sir. How can you help them breathe out? Add the nada. Okay, let's all breathe in. Now let's breathe out with the sound. Easily you did double. We can breathe in. Now the sound. Very nice exhalation, long exhalation. Parasympathetic recruited. Again. Now let's combine. Breathe in. Just doing this, you have already lowered your heart rate. You have already lowered your blood pressure. You have already lowered all your stress hormone. And that is why this practice we call Pranava Pranayama is we have documented. You can go and Google, you just put Bhavanani Yoga. There's no other Bhavanani in yoga in the whole world. So very easy. If you put Ananda, there's a problem. All Bhavanani are in business. This Bhavanani doesn't know business. Okay, you saw I'm always promoting other people's books. You can see my 25% Sindhi is not working. Okay, my 100% yoga genetics is working. So here, this is a very important one. And why does this help? Something called cardiac cycle. If your heart is beating 75 times per minute, I don't know for whom it is beating, but anyway, 75 times per minute it is beating. What happens is 0.8 seconds for one cardiac cycle. 60 divided by 75, simple mathematics. Now, in that 0.8 second cardiac cycle, 0.5 is to receive the blood, 0.3 is to pump it out. Okay. Now what happens? You have to receive the blood, the heart has to receive the blood and then it has to pump. But what is happening is that most of the time people are in stress. So if you are stressed, your heart rate goes up, it becomes 120. Now how much time for cardiac cycle? 60 divided by 120, 0.5. So cardiac cycle of 0.8 has become 0.5. But the systole part will say, no negotiation, I still want 0.3. He still wants his pound of flesh like Shylock in Merchant of Venice. Right? I still want 0.3. So that poor thing, diastole, what has happened? Instead of having 0.5, it only has 0.2. So what is happening? Less blood is received. Now next time it pumps, how much will be pumped? Again less will be pumped. So you see, the faster your heart goes, the less effective your heart will be. Now when you do the long exhalation, your heart rate is coming down. What is happening? Your heart is becoming more efficient. So it can beat better for whomsoever it is beating. That is the power. And another very important point, the heart is a karma yogi. It is always thinking of other people, it is not thinking of itself. So the heart, when it is doing systole, you know systole का मतलब क्या है? Contraction. Systole में क्या है? पूरा शरीर को it is working. The vyana sarva shariragaha is happening. But it is not supplying itself. When the heart is in systole, it is supplying the whole body, but it is not supplying itself. Now what has happened when your heart becomes faster, less time for diastole, less supply to itself. When you slow the heart rate down, there is more time for diastole. It is in diastole that the coronary arteries are circulating. And this is why slowing down the heart rate through pranayama is more important than standing in Shirsasana. And that is why yoga therapy is not about difficult asana. It is not about holding kumbhaka for 3.5 minutes. It is very simple practices applied for that individual. Then it becomes yoga therapy. Teaching 5 asanas for diabetes and 6 practices for hypertension, I am sorry to say, is not yoga therapy. I call it yogopathy. Like allopathy, homeopathy, naturopathy, yogopathy, symptomatic management. You are not looking at the root. This is where another concept. If you look at your lungs, there are 10 bronchopulmonary segments in the right, 10 in the left, which means that you are having a total area of 20 segments to breathe in. The yogis understood this thousands of years ago. They said you can breathe into the front, side, back, front, side, back, front, side, back. का मतलब है 9 areas they have given us. This is called Vibhaga Pranayama. And you will say this is 20, this is 18. Thousands of years they are saying 18, only now modern medicine knows it's 20. Okay, so, and actually there are another 3 areas that have to come. That's a different story. This we can do a series of practices. When you do these practices in our tradition, we call them the hatena. They are forcing the energy into parts of the lung. So the practices which are related to Ushtrasana will help the lower chest breathing. Practices related to Matsyasana, the mid chest. The next practices which we call Nikunjasana and a variation on Mahamudra here, not the classical Mahamudra, a different one for upper chest, and the Vyagra Pranayama, Sharabha Chiri Kriya for the complete lung. These are practices we have shown to help in COPD, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, and in patients who have diabetes suffering diabetic lung. Now nobody thinks of diabetic lung, they think of kidneys, eyes and all. And that is why when we are inhaling, there is a pattern. If you look at this pattern, the pattern of inhalation and the pattern of exhalation are both different. Why are they different? The pathway of inhalation is like your Pingala Nadi. The pathway of exhalation is like the Ida Nadi. And that is why inhalation and exhalation, when balanced properly, is working with the nadis themselves, not just breathing. Again, we know of the Pancha Prana Vayu. So they said, oh, some scripture is given. No, it is absolutely modern understanding is there. When you say the prana in the heart, Hridi prano gude apana samana nabi mandale, udana kanta deshasto vyana sarva shariragaha. I believe Shiva Samhita says that. What it is saying, each of these energies, the whole energy of respiration and the heart function is the prana. Digestion is samana. Excretion, elimination is the apana. So we can understand the traditional concept with a modern perspective. So that otherwise people say, oh, this is all makeup. It is not makeup. It is all real. We have not understood it. Now we can understand it through also the scientific prism. Another concept today, psychoneuroimmunology. We understand that especially during COVID, you heard this word a lot. PNI during COVID. Because the more stressed you became, your immunity went down, more likely to get COVID, because of which you are more stressed and so you got COVID. This is what happens. How your mind and emotions will impact your hypothalamus, impact your pituitary, impact your immune system. And what did our yogis already call this? The chakra system. Already it is in our tradition, already it is there. We don't have to reinvent it. We just have to re-understand it. We have to understand it in the modern terms. Nothing is wrong in our scriptures. Nothing is by mistake in our scriptures. We have not tried to understand it. A simple example, prana vayu, one of the prana vayu, which goes throughout the body, jnana. Now, jnana is an energy. But because it is called vayu, many people by mistranslation, they say there is wind. Vayu means wind. Wind in my toes. See, if you go to a scientific person and you say there's wind in my toes, will they believe anything else you say? Wind in your nose is okay, not wind in your toes. It is the energy moving. We have mistranslated, we have misrepresented our culture and made people laugh at us. If we can explain in a term, and this is why we need people, not just medical people learning yoga, you need human bridges. They have to understand the yogic science, they have to understand the modern science. Then this conversation can happen. And what is this? Einstein's E is equal to mc square. That is what our chakras are. Energy. What is energy? Mass speeded up to the square of the speed of light. What is that square of the speed of the light? The power of our mind. And the focused mind, which is called the mind which is utilized in samyama. The whole Vibhuti Pada. Who wants to read the Vibhuti Pada? Nobody. Everybody looks only at the first two. Samadhi Pada, Sadhana Pada. Vibhuti Pada, they'll say, nah, that is all some claim, I will not study it. Vibhuti Pada is the most important part of the whole Yoga Darshana. That is why I love it. Because Maharishi Patanjali has shown us the power of a focused mind. When your mind is one-pointed and continuous flow to the level of absorption in whatever you are contemplating, your energy level will come into it. You will move from mass into energy. And again, we realize that what is stress doing? Nervous system, endocrine system, immune system. And where does this start? Perceived stimulus. The whole stress response, where does it start? I perceive something to be stressful. I am afraid of you. The moment I see you, my BP goes up. I am not afraid of you. The moment I see you, I am relaxed. You are not the problem. My perception of you is the problem. And that is why Pratipaksha Bhavanam is one of the greatest tools of yoga. Change the way you look at life. Change the way you look at challenges. Change the way you look at people, society and the world. And then you move from pathogenesis to salitogenesis. And this is why, my dear, another mentor, Selvamurthy sir, so beautifully said at a recent talk he gave us, yoga is modifying the perception of the stressor, optimizing the response to the stressor, and releasing the pent-up stress. You know, we went go. We threw away all the stress. And so it is a 3-in-1 action. That is where I come back to salitogenesis. Antonovsky, who has given us salitogenesis, says there is a stressor. When that stressor comes into you, either you can become a better version of yourself or you can end up dying. Same stressor that may kill you can make you a better person. How you perceive it. And that is why that perception of the tension, either you can go on to H plus, which is health, or H minus, which is disease. And that is where the stress brought in a negative aspect, yoga brings in a positive aspect to the nervous system, the immune system, and the endocrine system. And that is why we see today that yoga has been shown to reverse heart disease, respiratory disorders, children with special needs. We do a lot of work with children with special needs at our university. You can go online and see there are about 183 publications in the last 13 years. Metabolic syndrome. But what is important? Perceived stress scale. Every study you do, you show that PSS, perceived stress scale, goes down. So yoga is helping us to perceive the world better. That is the salutogenic perspective. And again, mental health, cardiovascular disease and respiratory, these are the 3 places where yoga has maximum benefit from the studies that have been done till now. And this is something which I think you can all understand and experience. What is yoga therapy? It is working on body, mind and spirit. How does it work on the body? Restores function. That is what we want. I cannot walk up the stairs. Can yoga help me walk up the stairs? I cannot, move from one room to another without becoming breathless. Can yoga help me manage my day-to-day life? Yes. Can it create healing? Yes. Does it reduce suffering? Your perception of the world itself changes and so the suffering goes down. Dukkha will go down. Dukkha. That is the thing, that ha of the dukkha, the destruction of the dukkha, when everything is done as it is to be done. Yuktaha viharasya yukta cheshtasya karmasu yukta swapnavabodhasya yogo bhavati dukkha ha. What is that ha? Destroy. When it is done properly, not too much, not too less. And in spirit, create community, create a satsang, create people with whom you can be healthy, not people who pull you down. Again, Patanjali has given us, he says, Maitri Karuna Muditopekshanam Sukha Dukkha Punya Vishayanam Bhavanataha Chitta Prasadanam. When there are people who pull you down, avoid them. What do? People who pull us down, we go and we hug them. And then we suffer. Have that viveka, that is most important. And so we need to move from a pathogenic orientation to a salutogenic orientation. It is a leap we have to make. And that is where WHO definition of health. What is WHO definition of health? that it has physical, mental, social, and sometimes they use the term spiritual. Spiritual is hidden, not public. It is hidden, you have to understand it. Now these 4 domains, only in the last 50-60 years WHO has talked about. 2500 years ago Maharishi Patanjali has given it to us. How did he give us? Ashtanga Yoga. What do Yama and Niyama give us? Social health. What do Asana Pranayama give us? Physical health. Pratyahara and Dharana, mental health. Dhyana and Samadhi, spiritual health. 2500 years ago, he has already given us that 4 domains. How to deal with the 4 domains. You want to have social health, you want to be socially healthy, practice Yama Niyama. Today, how many yoga teachers are even mentioning Yama Niyama? Why? Sir, student will not come for class, sir. See the asana go, class will be full. You say Yama Niyama, next day nobody comes. How to pay rent, sir? How to survive in this dog-eat-dog world? Without Yama Niyama, it is not yoga. Please understand that much. Again, a very important aspect, Swara Yoga. A very important aspect. And in Swara Yoga, very simple. It's very complicated topic. Simple topic in this is right nostril, left nostril. Right nostril produces sympathetic activation. Left nostril induces relaxation. So, when you are stressed, which nostril you want to do? Left. Don't say right, then my whole talk is wasted. Huh? When you are stressed, you want left nostril. If you are very sleepy,
Right.
if your thyroid is not working properly, you want to enhance metabolism, right nostril. If you are not getting sleep, left nostril. If your BP is high, left nostril. If your BP is very low, हो गया, class खत्म हो गया. Very simple. See, we need to do, this is what the yogis did. So they put one yoga danda. We think they put yoga danda to take nice photo. No, they put yoga danda because they were manipulating the flow. Do I want to be in right flow? Because when that Surya Nadi is flowing, what is called Pingala Swara, you can do the activity, Raudra Karya, you can do that. When the Ida Swara is there, the Chandra Nadi is there, Saumya Karya has to be there. Not Raudra Karya for right, Saumya Karya for left. And when both are there, what are you to do? Sit and meditate. Sushumna Swara, sit and meditate. Today we don't look at the Swara. When it is Sushumna, we are fighting. When it is, I don't know what we are doing. We have become a mess. Because we are not analyzing ourselves. That is where Swarodaya Vigyan of Swara is a very important tool of Swadhyaya. And that is why Surya, you can do Surya Nadi or Surya Vedana for all of this. Because it is correcting all of these lowered things. When you want to enhance the activity, when you want to reduce, when you want to calm down, left nostril. And as a yoga therapist with 30 years of working with patients, more than 300,000 patients I have seen in 30 years, I'll tell you one thing, 90% of people need left nostril. Everybody is stressed. So, if you don't know what to do, give left nostril. Okay, that is like how to answer multiple choice. If you don't know what to do, go for C. Most probably C will be the correct option. Like that. Again, meditation, please remember dhyana is the heart of yoga. Do not separate meditation and yoga. But what we find, and that is why you can see a beautiful infographic that was created by one of my students on how the different aspects come together. But please remember, you can reduce pain. How do you reduce pain? Because pain is usually because of the mind. People may have a fracture and not have pain. People may not have a fracture and have lots of pain. Because pain is a psychic phenomenon. And that is why the practice of meditation can enhance your pain threshold. How you can deal with pain. Again, as I said, it is part of the sanyama. Deshabandha Chittasya Dharana, and then Tatra Pratyaya Ekatanata Dhyanam, and going into it. But look how the modern medical dictionary is saying. They say an intentional and self-regulated focusing on attention to relax and calm the mind and body. They are only talking of dharana. They are only talking of dharana, focus. They are not talking of what happens after that. That is why we should not confuse meditation and dhyana. Please realize that. And according to these reviews that they have done, the perceived stress can come down, anxiety comes down, depression comes down, you can enhance quality of life, so many things are there. But please remember, until and unless it is done in the proper way, it is not dhyana. Most people think they are meditating, but they are sitting up and sleeping. Most of the time. You will see they'll start like this after some time. There. And what is happening along with this? Brain changes are happening. Then you can remodel your whole nervous system because you are going inside. And that is why this beautiful, I always look for these type of charts. Whenever you want to understand something, go for images. Google search, go for images. Don't go for text. Images will tell you so much. And this tells you so much. How the inflammation can come down. Inflammation is behind most of the chronic disorders. Perceived stress, the improved mood and sleep, cognition, and even epigenetics, telomerase. The telomeres are the ends of your chromosome that are slowly getting lost as you become older. And that is by an enzyme called telomerase. That activity can change. Gene expression. One of my professors of medicine, A.K. Das, he used to tell, people said, sir, my genetics is so bad. What can I do? He said, your genetics is like a loaded gun. Genetics is like a loaded gun. Whether the gun goes off or not depends on you pulling the trigger. You pulling the trigger is the lifestyle choices you make, is the attitude choices you make. That is what yoga changes. Yoga is changing the whole perspective of life from a dukkha sthana to a sukha sthana. And so they are suggesting that this can be used in stress-related conditions, anxiety disorders, panic attack. Now when somebody is having a panic attack, don't go and say, please sit and meditate. You have to teach them before that. So the moment they can start to feel the panic attack, the moment they feel the anxiety coming in, they can control it. When there is a problem in the dam, you should repair the dam. Not try to go and stand in front of it like some Superman and hold the water back. That is not possible. But you have to give people the tools. And who should you give the tools? The young people, the young children. The best punya karma you can do in your life is teach young kids yoga. Because if you can teach the young kids yoga, you have given them something for the whole life. I'm not saying other people should not learn. But teaching children, that has been my passion. When you can teach the children, you will change the future. Today there are hundreds of thousands of kids who I have taught over the last 40 years, my parents have taught over the last 55 years, who are changing the world because they are better human beings. They are fulfilling what I call Manushya Dharma, by being good human beings. That is important. Later on it is okay. You are trying to mitigate the problem, you are reducing. It's like rehabilitation. Rehabilitation is always very nice, but prevention is better, right? So start with prevention. And that is why for healing, I have been talking about healing today. Curing is not so important, healing is important. We need lifestyle, we need attitude, we need relaxation, we need breathing. And all four are there in yoga. You don't have to go and find something new. It is there, you just have to use it properly. And that is why integrative medicine is creating an optimal healing environment. You want to help the person heal. And through that we move from alternative, complementary to integrative medicine. Integrative medicine is the future. And that is why if you look at what they call today bio, psycho, socio, spiritual model of wellness, the biological components, the sociological components, The psychological components, and don't forget, 3 बार बोल दिया, spiritual component. That is the most important part. And that is why we have to move from the me to the we. So if the me, remember this is the me, to the the. Me doing Shirsasana is we. Okay, so as again Lord Krishna says, what is night to the yogi is day to the common person, and the reverse. He knew Americans and Indians are on different time zone. So relaxation is the key, as I said earlier. And today Ayush is doing this. I'll just run through how our Center for Yoga Therapy, Music Therapy since 2010 in our university is doing it. We are now at Institute of Salatogenesis Complementary Medicine, inaugurated in August 22. It's nice, 22/8/22, both sides palindrome by Dr. Bhushan Patwardhan. And you can see the team there in our university and the work being done with patients who come. We have patients from all the departments coming to us, going into palliative, work with children with special needs, work in the wards themselves. We go right into the hospital because we are in a medical university. We have 2 medical colleges, 2 nursing colleges, dental college, physiotherapy, allied health. Everyone has an elective of yoga. And even in nursing curriculum, 90 hours of yoga therapy integrated into the curriculum. And work with the children with special needs. Again, out you can see in the medical records, when they are waiting to get registered, they will have some yoga, health camps, the antenatal Garbha Sanskar in the local PHCs. And so much of the research is there. I'm not going to go through this. You just type Bhavanani Yoga, it will all come out of there. All my PPTs are free for download. All my papers are online, free for download in academia or ResearchGate. All my videos, about 3,000 videos on YouTube, free for download. Because I believe in copy left, not copy left. Sabko dena. You should keep sharing. Sharing is good. So you can find these things. This one is very nice. Autism spectrum. We do a lot of work with autism spectrum and dentistry. The first publications of yoga and dentistry have come from our university. If you go for a root canal, and we all have a root canal, anxiety, through pranayama you can reduce the anxiety. You go for an angioplasty, through pranayama, relaxation and music therapy, you can reduce the anxiety. You go for endoscopy, give music therapy, reduce anxiety, endoscopy is better. So many, you name the department, we have worked with it. All these publications are online, you can see. And again, insulin resistance is what we have been working on for diabetes. Even in lymphedema, they have the elephant leg. We are not saying yoga will cure it, but the stigma, there's a lot of stigma associated. How can you reduce the stigma? How can you reduce the stress? Make life better for people. And all our students, you can see a Yoga Abhyasa program. This is our medical students right in classroom. You can see the yoga going there. They come to us when they join, the nursing students, for our medical conferences. So the professors also get yoga, the students also get yoga. Chaprasi ko bhi yoga dete, director ko bhi yoga dete. We give it to all. The nursing candidates, so that when they go to the patient, they are not becoming a yoga therapist. Please don't get that confused. But when they are talking to a patient, they may say, why don't you try yoga? Or why don't you go to yoga, it may be useful. They become a brand ambassador for yoga. That is what they become. The nurse is a nurse, the doctor is a doctor, the physical therapist is a physical therapist. But they understand the benefit of yoga. And because of that, so many mass programs, because all our students get the yoga. And we had with us Guruji, who's been blessing me in all our work, my own Ammaji, Vigilani and others who are there. And of course, Shirley Tellis, Sridhar sir. And this I always like to share. My dear Dilip Sarkar, he was the past president of American Heart Association as well as the Yoga Therapy Association. And he said, this work of integration is 21st century medicine. I think that is one of the best compliments we have ever received. And I always end my talk reminding people, gratitude is the highest attitude. To be born human being is not easy. To have a house that you can live in is not easy. To be educated is not easy. To have people who you can talk to when you have problem is not easy. You have so much going for you. And we are always complaining. Always. God has not given me this. I don't have enough. Think of what you have. Because the moment you have gratitude, from that Kritanyata will come a new bhavana called Seva Bhavana. And that Seva is the highest level of being a human being. From gratitude will come a desire to serve. And our team, a 10-member team for yoga therapy, music therapy, thanks you for this wonderful opportunity to be here. Special thanks to Pallavi, who not only invited me, she ragged me. Ragging is not allowed in colleges, but she ragged me saying, "Sir, you have to come, you have to come, you have to come, you have to come." I said, "I'll come online." She said, "We don't want Eka Kosha, we want Pancha Kosha Darshana." And so because of Pallavi's loving invitation, persistence, nagging, ragging, I am here. Thank you everybody for this wonderful time. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for such an insightful session and for teaching us how to get rid of anxiety through vibrations. Also for shedding light on how there is an integration of Panchakosh with human science and how relaxation is said to be the greatest contribution of yoga to the modern healthcare. Now I request Kamne sir.
So as we conclude this inaugural ceremony and prepare to embark on the conference sessions ahead, I would like to throw light upon the conference sessions that we're going to have in these 2 days. I would like to inform all of you that this conference is not just offline here, but there are some participants who have joined online as well. So it will be a 2 days conference. We have started with workshops in the morning, workshops on therapeutic yoga, chair yoga and traditional yoga. In the opening ceremony, after which we will have 2 keynote addresses, a lunch break, again another keynote address in the afternoon session, and then a plenary session of Mr. Erik Henningsen from Norway. He will be joining us online. It will be followed by a technical session where people are going to present research papers, and we also have a sound healing session in the afternoon session. So that is going to be day 1. And day 2, we will again begin with the workshops like today we have in the morning, followed by 3 keynote addresses of Dr. Renu Matani, Yogacharya Abhijita Iyengar, Master Kamal from Thailand. He will be joining us online, followed by a plenary session of Suchita Kadevnankar, and then practical session of meditation by Dr. Ranjit Bogal sir. And then we will conclude with the closing ceremony. So this is going to be a very enriching experience for all of us in these 2 days. And I'm sure all of us are going to really enjoy and benefit from this experience. As we conclude this inaugural ceremony, let us carry with us the spirit of unity, compassion and mindfulness that yoga imparts. Thank you all for being here as a part of this momentous occasion. Let us embrace the transformative power of yoga as we embark on this journey together. Namaste. I request all the Agashi College faculty and staff to please come on the stage before we begin the next session. For photograph, I request the staff members to please come.
For all of those present here. As we come towards the end of the inaugural ceremony, may I call upon Professor Ujjwala Raje to offer the vote of thanks.
Namaste. On behalf of the organizing committee of this International Conference of Yoga Mat to Mind, I express our deepest gratitude to the chief guest Nagendra Guruji, all the keynote speakers, dignitaries on the dais for accepting our request, and I am grateful to Guruji for an inspiring speech. I am thankful to all our sponsors and all the guests and well-wishers, ex-faculties, alumni, I must thank all the participants for being a part of this festival of yogic wisdom. Your participation is highly valuable. I am deeply grateful to all the Maharashtra Mandal authorities, college principal and organizing committee members and volunteers who have worked tirelessly for this event. And I thank one and all who have contributed in any way or the other. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. And enjoy your 2 days conference. Thank you.
From the President of Maharashtra Mandal as he delivers the Chairman's address setting the tone for the enlightening session ahead.
Honorable Dr. H.R. Nagendra Guruji, Honorable Dr. Balyogi Ananda Bhavnani, Honorable Dr. Manmath Garote, who is also a past student of Maharashtra Mandal, and of course Rohan Damle, Pallavi Gavane, and all of the colleagues of Maharashtra Mandal, the students here, and a lot of family members who have been doing yoga classes at Maharashtra Mandal. It's good to see some of the alumni, both from teachers and students. Welcome to all of you on this first International Yoga Conference Day, Mat to Mind, very nicely put forward by Pallavi Gavane. Please give her a big round of applause. It's a centenary year, as you know, and so we'll be glad to know that we started with an inclusive program of cricket for the blind people. That was our first event, and this is the second event which is also going together with the Kho-Kho of Inter-University Girls Championship, which is at the moment was shown to you. About 16 teams have come from different universities, and another 2 days we will have the final round. And of course we are privileged that we have here the who's who of the yoga. For me, as an aviator, yoga is very important. When I was going through Dr. Nagendra Guruji's biodata, and I realized that he's been in NASA, and I'm sure, sir, you know that we are trying to send Gaganyaan with 3 of our Air Force pilots. And in the institute which is in Bangalore, they are also practicing yoga. Yoga has become one of the important aspects of keeping the mind and the physic together, that is metaphysic and the physical together. And as such, in NDA also, in National Defence Academy, which I joined many years ago, but now there is a regular classes of yoga. So the yoga has not just gained popularity, but people really believe that it adds to your own health, it adds to your own well-being, and of course these days everybody is under stress. So that stress reliever is something that all of us need. So me and my wife, of course, do yoga, and we get a teacher from, of course, from Pune, who comes home, and we for about an hour and a half do yoga every day. It's really a wonderful feeling at the end of it. Let me just mention to you that I was in Egypt for about 3.5 years in the embassy. And Egypt, that time President Mubarak was who was in charge of the country. And we had a cultural center where Dr. Srivastava used to teach yoga. Some reason or the other, in the media, there's a lot of criticism certainly about yoga and the way of teaching, and especially the Omkar that we do. It so happened that Mrs. Mubarak, she had a spine problem. And somebody recommended, why don't you do yoga instead of going in for surgery? So she contacted the Indian embassy, and of course Dr. Srivastava went there, and of course a lot of protocol, a lot of security, but he got her well. You know, she became well, and after continued to be doing yoga, it became so popular thereafter in Egypt because, as you know, Mubarak was the leader, and nobody thereafter could have criticized and understood what actually the power of yoga was, maybe out of just compulsion initially, but thereafter understood the advantages that yoga gives. And as such, today we are so happy that India has been able to convince the whole world to celebrate the Yoga Day, and we of course, as the Honorable Prime Minister talks about, being the guru of the world. I think from ancient times we've been able to do this particular practice of yoga, and now it is becoming more and more popular across the world in the youth. There are different forms which was taken. I saw the other day somebody was doing rock yoga. I really didn't understand how they do it, but whatever way they do it, at least it is doing some good to them, some exercise they do. So in all this, we are happy that you are all going to be listening to some very great celebrities and researchers, and of course we just got the blessings from Honorable Dr. Nagendra Guruji. I wish you all the very best. Thank you. Jai Hind.
To introduce our very own President of Maharashtra Mandal, Air Marshal Bhushan Gokhale. Retired Air Marshal Bhushan Gokhale is a name synonymous with excellence, leadership, and unwavering commitment to the defense of our country. With a decorated career spanning several decades in the Indian Air Force, Air Marshal Gokhale has exemplified the highest standards of professionalism and dedication. His exemplary leadership and commitment to the excellence and contribution to the field of armed forces and education has been truly remarkable. Earning him the respect and administration of his peers and the members of the Maharashtra Mandal and Maharashtra Education Society, where he is the president. Beyond his military accomplishments, Air Marshal Gokhale is also recognized for his philanthropic endeavors and his commitment to the welfare of the veterans and their families. His selfless service and dedication to the betterment of the society serve as the shining example for all of us. We are utterly grateful to have you with us here today. Let's give a big round of applause. That I introduce our esteemed chief guest, Dr. H.R. Nagendra Guruji, ME, PhD at this international conference on Yoga, Mat to Mind. Guruji's illustrious career and profound contribution to the fields of mechanical engineering as well as yoga have garnered him international acclaim. Born on the 1st January 1943, Nagendra Guruji obtained his PhD in mechanical engineering from the prestigious IIT, Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore in 1968. Having served as the faculty member at the Indian Institute of Science and later as a postdoctoral research fellow at the University of British Columbia and NASA Marshall Space Flight Center, Dr. Nagendra's expertise in engineering is unquestionable. However, it is his profound commitment to the ancient science of yoga that truly sets him apart. Dr. Nagendra's deep-rooted passion for yoga led him to dedicate his life to its study and propagation. He joined Vivekananda Kendra in 1975 and since held numerous leadership roles, including Secretary of Vivekananda Kendra Yoga Research Foundation and President of Vivekananda Yoga Anusandhan Samsthan, S. Vyasa, the premier yoga university in Bangalore. He served as the Vice Chancellor of S. Vyasa from 2002 till 2013 and currently holds the position of Chancellor. With over 30 research papers in engineering and 150 papers in yoga, Guruji's scholarly contributions are vast and highly significant. Sir has authored and co-authored several books on yoga and has guided numerous PhD students shaping the future of yoga research and education.
Dr. Nagendra Guruji's exemplary work has been recognized globally, earning him some of the most prestigious awards, such as Padma Shri from the Government of India in 2016 and Global Peace Award from the World Peace Council Vienna in 2015. His leadership roles in the various national and international organizations underscore his commitment to advancing the field of yoga on a global scale. Currently, holding several key positions in the organizations such as WHO, Ministry of Ayush, and the Indian Yogasana Sports Federation, Guruji continues to champion yoga's integration into mainstream healthcare and education system worldwide. We are honored to have Dr. H.R. Nagendra Guruji grace our conference as the chief guest, and we are eagerly anticipating his insightful contributions and guidance to our discussions on the transformative power of yoga. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming a grand welcome to Guruji. Thank you. May I now request Honorable Chief Guest Nagendra Guruji to please guide us.
My dear brothers and sisters, what a delight it is to see the Maharashtra Mandal celebrating the 100 years of their great service to the nation to bring health through physical education and other dimensions. I congratulate the founder, Damleji, who started this big movement in Pune, and his great grandson, Damleji, is now heading this as the secretary, and congratulations to you and to the president of this trust. And it's such a great joy that they have organized this wonderful conference, and look at the topic they have chosen. Mat to mind. So thinking, what did they mean by this thing? So absorbing, so subtle. We know that yogasanas have started becoming one of the competitive sports, and the Ministry of Sports have recognized yogasanas as a sports in this direction. So, large number of students, youngsters, even children have started practicing yogasanas and yoga in general to reach highest heights of Olympics. Swami Ramdev, we all decided that one day yogasana should go to the Olympics. That was the dream that Swami Ramdev had, we all wanted. This is how there could be a resurgence of yoga. And the physical dimension of yoga, that is the yogasanas, had to be brought forth to bring the dimension from the physical to the higher dimensions of mind and control. That is the objective of the Yogasana Sports Federation, which was set up in Delhi thanks to Baswara ji, and we all registered the society in Delhi. Then we said it should go to the international level. So the International Yogasana Sports Federation was also registered, and World Yogasana is the new name for that. This way Yogasana is getting spread throughout the world. This is the Indian dimension that we have to bring to the physical education that has been brought forth in our country. 100 years back, when Damleji thought that how to bring health into our society, he thought physical education is a must. And I was told in a small place in Pune, he started this work, and there used to be physical education and there is to be also wrestling. All these things were started in the beginning. Gradually it grew to this massive movement where you got the college of physical education, commerce, and also schools in which yoga dimension also is slowly getting added on to the physical education. What is the key dimension which characterizes yoga compared to physical education? Patanjali has given the direction. What is the dimension of yoga in the physical part? Asanas, yogic postures. We have the Ashtanga yoga, Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. Asana is the third limb. And how did he define asana? Sthira Sukham Asanam. The position should be sthira, stable. Any asana we do, we should be able to stay without movement. We witnessed a wonderful demonstration of the yogasanas when we started, and so nice it was to see the stability of all the practitioners done so well. Even when they did the pyramids with the complicated things, they were able to maintain their stability. That's the first step. Then Sthira, then Chira. Chira is they have to stay longer and longer. In the same position, they must stay longer and longer. How can this happen? Patanjali gives the trick. When you have to stay longer, you have to release all your stresses. Prayatna Shaithilya. The effort involved in do the practicing should be reduced. Relaxation. Relaxation is the key essence that has to be brought when you have to stay in that position longer and longer. And the practice of asana should become effortless. And then only you will be able to stay longer and longer. How long? Depending on the particular asana. So, the longest is staying there for almost 3 hours. By staying in a single asana for 3 hours, you can reach the highest of the Ashtanga Yoga, that is Samadhi. That is the dimension that comes. But when you stay effortlessly, what happens? The mind starts moving hither to there. And therefore, Patanjali said, the third step, Sukha should come of Ananta Samapatti. Prayatna Shaithilya Ananta Samapatti Bhyam. In the sutra that he gives, the mind should be tuned to that infinite, wonderful object. It can be a vast, infinite blue sky, or a vast, infinite ocean, or space. The mind should be tuned to that. So when you go into the final position of the asana, you must first relax all parts of the body. Every organ should be relaxed, every muscle group should be relaxed, and then the mind should be tuned to that infinite object. Ananta Samapatti. And when you stay there longer and longer, you just forget about the body, you are in tune with that wonderful, expansive silence, dimension. Then you go into the dimension of what are the Sukha. So when you start practicing the asana, it is not just you do the asana for a few seconds and then forget about it. You should be able to stay longer and longer. And longer the stay, better it is. And the mind should be tuned to that. This is how we have to move from that to mind. So the mind dimension is to expand itself to the dimension to reach the state of samadhi. And in that state of expanded awareness, you have the calmness, peace, silence. Therefore, as all of you know, yoga is to gain mastery over the mind. Yogaha chitta vritti nirodha. All the modifications of the mind, we should be able to gain control and mastery. There are 2 dimensions to this mastery. One is to make our mind, faster mind, quicker mind, brilliant mind, innovative mind, creative mind, faster. This is one dimension. This we all have learned and have been incorporated in our education system. You have become very intelligent, very brilliant, innovative, creative, faster mind, everything comes. But the second dimension, calming down the mind, silencing the mind, tranquilizing the mind, going to deeper and deeper levels of silence, taking the mind to the samadhi, and deeper levels of samadhi. This has been completely erased from our education system. Why did this happen? Earlier in our Gurukula system of education, we had both the dimensions. Children were made to sit in deep meditation, calmness of the mind, silencing of the mind, staying for longer and longer time and get into the dimension of samadhi. But where we had Macaulay came to our country, he completely changed our entire education system. He said, hey, don't sit like this thing. Don't be lazy, lethargic, drowsy, sleepy. Come on, get up and then be active. He started. And therefore, the dimension of calming down, silencing, and going deeper and deeper silence was erased almost. Not only in our country, all over the world, the entire education system removed this dimension that was very much needed. As a result, what happened is a tremendous imbalance. One side you are gigantic, faster mind, quicker, brilliant mind. Another is pygmies, calmness. This thing has become almost zero. The credit should go to Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, who said that this calmness of the mind has to be brought forth. I would think, why did Macaulay do this thing? Because he thought there are two states of the mind. One state of mind, laziness, lethargy, drowsiness, sleepiness, calmness, peace, silence, sitting quiet like this. Second is faster mind, brilliant mind, intellectual mind, creative mind, faster mind. These are the two states. Therefore, he brought in education system that you should not just sit like this thing, and you should be active. So he was right in one front that the mind should not be lazy, lethargic, drowsiness, sleepiness should not be there. It has to be made active, right? But he did not understand the higher dimension of the calmness of mind, silencing of the mind. This is what Maharishi Mahesh Yogi brought to the fore. Say that there are not two states of mind, there are three states of mind. That is laziness, lethargy, drowsiness, sleepiness, mental retardation is one, that is the lowest. Then active mind, faster mind, quicker mind, brilliant mind, second. Third is a state of calmness, silence, peace, deeper and deeper silence, and this thing. That is done through meditation. Therefore, he brought transcendental meditation, dhyana, into the forefront. And we are all in the age of science and technology. Things can happen and people accept only when we have research. So, in Harvard, Dr. Benson started working on this, and with Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, he published a large number of papers, transcendental meditation, hundreds of papers, 600, 700 such papers, showing that this state of mind is far superior even to the so-called brilliant mind here. And don't equate this with this higher mind. This is no state of laziness, lethargy, drowsiness, sleepiness. It's a fully awakened state. But mind is silent, calmness. This is Chitta-vritti Nirodha that Patanjali has talked about. He said, it will increase your IQ, memory, intelligence, brilliance, everything will increase by calming down the mind, silencing the mind, and removing the negative aspects of only the faster, quicker mind. These are designated as tamas, rajas, and sattva. This is sattvic mind, diameter. So the rajasic mind is good, is necessary to shatter the tamas, very important. But what is the result of rajas? It is driven by tattu kamepsuna karma, sahankarena vapunaha, kriyate bahulayasam, tad rajasa budahrutam, as Krishna says. The rajasic thing, no doubt, is necessary to shatter the tamas. But kriyate bahulayasam. It creates stresses, tension, stresses. And that's the root cause for all these modern ailments. Modern NCDs, non-communicable diseases. asthma, diabetes, hypertension, heart problem, epilepsy, migraine, irritable bowel syndrome, cancer, AIDS, everything is because of the uncontrolled speed of the mind. The Rajasic dimension driven by greed, jealousy, hatred, infatuation, arrogance. So that all has to be changed, brought to the higher dimension of Sattva. And the Sattvic dimension is featured by calmness, peace, silence, and sharing, and control over the senses, and compassion, love, harmony, peace. These are the dimensions of Sattva that have to be brought forth. Therefore, the third dimension, being established through the transcendental meditation, became the order of the day. And all number of universities all over the world have started adopting the meditation dimension. And therefore, we have to move from the dimensions of rajas to sattva. And finally, we want to go beyond the sattva, that is the higher dimensions of things. Therefore, in yogasanas, Patanjali has given the clear direction. First is, you must do the asana, the faster asana, the quicker asana, and do the asanas, advanced asanas, and more of advanced asanas, everything. Then specialize in one or two of your asana. There you have to stay longer and longer. You know, it can be even shavasana, but don't sleep. Stay longer. Any asana you can take, maybe in Padmasana, Sukhasana, Padmasana, everything. Therefore, we organize simple competitions in our university. Can you stand completely on one leg, balance? How long can you stay? And we had one of the girls who were doing her BNOS. He stood like that for 2.5 hours on a single leg, Vrikshasana. Similarly, we had another boy who was doing Shirshasana. He did 2 hours 45 minutes. I said you have to read another 15 minutes or 3 hours to get into the Samadhi dimension. Therefore, this is the advancement in the asana that have been brought forth. So this is the dimension which brings added dimension of Indian law, the yogic dimension, into physical education. Any physical education that you do, the practices that you do, has to be embraces. Also, we have to add on this dimension of relaxation. Relaxation is the key essence. Prayatna Shaitilya. And tuning of the mind to that infinite object have to be brought forth. If you bring, then you have the Indian dimension added on to the physical education. Therefore, everywhere, the UGC and also the NCRT have started bringing this yoga dimension into the whole education system itself. And it's not just only on the physical side, we have to deal with the mental dimension. Otherwise, you'll be lost. What is happening in the world at large, the education system, United States? Children are getting totally lost. They've got a very fast mind, brilliant mind, mind. They come to our university, I get thrilled about it. How wonderful they are, children, very dynamic, full of energy, vitality, creative. Something goes wrong, you tell them, immediately they can create. But ask them sit quietly, calmly, or do shavasana for 5 minutes. It's the biggest punishment we give them. Why? It's not their mistake, our mistake, education system. Therefore, this dimension has to be brought forth, then only you can have it. Otherwise, the big imbalance that is created there, an inability to remain calm, peace and silent, brings a big imbalance at the prana level, bringing imbalances at all the aspects of prana, apana, samana, udana, vyana. All imbalances will come, then it will come down to the physical level, bringing imbalance in the left and the right lobe of the brain. And it percolates down, autonomic imbalance, then endocrine imbalance, and comes down and settles down as imbalances in every organ and system in the body, and causing all the challenges that we have. This imbalance at the mind level is called as Adi. That Adi percolates and comes down to the physical body as Vyadhi. All these modern entities are called Adhija Vyadhi. So what all we do in the modern medical system, it has grown gigantic in allopathy. We have been able to build such powerful pharmacological intervention. Large number of surgeries, 5,000 types of surgeries. We can replace every part of the body. We can replace every part. Even we are racing to change our genes so that your entire personality can be changed. All that we are doing. But we have no solution to this sensitivity. Once a diabetic, ever diabetic. Once you get hypertension, it's for your life. Once you have cancer, your days are numbered. Why? With all the achievements that we have done in the modern medical world, why we don't have solution? Because we are dealing only at the physical level. We are not dealing at the mind level. We have to see that this dual dimension of mind, faster mind, quicker mind, brilliant mind, intelligent mind, calming down mind, silencing the mind, tranquilizing the mind, going deeper and deeper into levels of silence and samadhi and deeper. Both these things have to be brought forth in our system. Then only you will be able to solve the problem. Otherwise, things will go haywire. This is what's happening in the best parts of the world, United States. And recently, we had a big conference in Harvard University about 10 years back before the COVID. The topic was yoga for drug addiction. Drug menace has started spreading so widely. It is known by the time a student completes his 10th class, that's called as graduation, 10th graduation. He would have tasted either a major or a minor psychedelic drug. Imagine, even with 0.5% of the people getting stuck with drugs, they are ruined. It's what was happening. Therefore, in the conference, all the best of the researchers who are doing research and drug addiction solutions, they have spent millions of dollars. But the conclusion was, we have no solution, drug addiction. Can yoga do something? They took us to a neighboring town in Boston, and in a small town, 25% of the people are drug addicts. They have set up a number of drug de-addiction centers. And in each drug de-addiction center, there are 20, 30, 100 people who are undergoing the treatment. They stay there for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, 8 months. When they get better, they are brought back to the society. Just in a few days, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, they come back. The governor was literally crying. What is happening? There's no solution. Can yoga do something? It's here that we brought this dimension. Why this is happening? Because of the big imbalance. Drawn by the Rothschild dimension. In the name of freedom, which has turned itself into license. What has happened? The children say, we don't have to care for anybody. We don't have to care for the parents, or the faculty, or the students, or the professors. We don't have to care. We're all free birds. We can do anything that we want. In America, guns are freely available. What they do, they are free birds. They take the gun and then go around and then shoot the people. When I was in the US in 72, an incident occurred that a boy was only about 15 years old. He comes and in his class there were 27 students. That day he comes with a big gun and then shoots all the students, including the teacher. He was caught and police asked, why did you shoot all these things? He was very egoistic. See, I can kill all these people. Where are we going? In this education system. Drug addictions, increasing more and more and more. So the only solution is you have to go to the foundation. The education system has to be changed. We have to see that we bring the dimensions of yoga, of calming down the mind. Mana prashamana upaya yoga ityabhidhiyate. That Vasishtha is great yoga Vasishtha. Therefore, the topic chosen rightly is from mind to mind. This is the most important, and we have brilliant speakers today. Our Anandji has come, Basaradi will come, they will all bring about the finest dimension. Also our Gharoteji, an expert in Malakam, who have been able to bring such wonderful things in Pune and spread all over the world. It needs tremendous amount of development of the will. And in that development of the will, you have these two dimensions. Therefore, I congratulate Maharashtra Mandal for organizing this conference and to choose the right topic which is much needed. So when we have the Yogasana competition also, you must say that the mind control comes. And a tremendous amount of transformation is taking place because of Yogasanas coming as sports. I know young boys and girls practicing Yogasanas right from age of 2, 3, 4. There was a small girl in Bangalore, her name is Nikita. She is only now 8 years old. She does 1,400 asana, and she can do Kriya, Naudi Kriya. All of you have seen the wonderful way that Swami Ramdevji shows the Kriya, Naudi Kriya. She can do Naudi Kriya, Madhyam Naudi, Vam Naudi, Dakshin Naudi, Naudi Chalana. Not only sitting or standing, in all asanas she can do. She is only 8 years old. And I asked, how do you do all these 1,400 asanas? Every day, how much you practice? When did you get up? When do you do? I asked her. He says, sir, I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. After washing face, everything, I start. 3:15 up to 6:50, 3 hours, I do the practice of asanas and then Naudi Kriya, everything. And then she goes and then teaches the bright children and others completely free of charge. They have now come to the 5th class, he is coming. And then when she comes to our Prashanti Kuttaram campus, I give her some nice food, and I put all these different nice things. If I come after a long time, why don't you have this thing? No, I can't touch this, I can't touch this thing. If I do that, my muscles are going to become stiff, then I cannot do asana. This is the dimension of Yama and Niyama coming up, And this is the transformation that's taking up in the country. When you do asanas to perfection, similarly the practice of the sports effectively, then you have to bring about a complete change in our entire lifestyle. Yoga is the science of holistic living. It's not merely doing asana or pranayama, mudra, bandhas, kriya, but it's the way of life in which you have to bring out this dimension. Yesterday I was meeting one of the top runners from Pune. He got the gold in the national Kero India. I was asking him, how many hours you practice? He says, every day I practice 3 hours of running. Then gymnasium, 2.5 hours. This is dedication that is needed to do that. And willpower has to be developed. And that is the transformation that is needed. For long, we are not emphasizing this dimension of sport, physical education in a great way. And as a result, even as a big country, India, we hardly had gold or silver, 1 or 2 here and there. But thanks to our Honorable Prime Minister, he has given such a big flop to the whole sports thing. We already got 140 medals this year, already you may know. And we are racing to get more and more gold and silver in the Olympics. This is the needed dimension to our youngsters to bring in the wonderful dimension. At the same time, you have to bring in this dimension of yoga. Therefore, our Honorable Prime Minister is telling, in all this sports thing, you have to bring in yoga dimension. In all the physical education, universities, colleges, you have to bring in yoga dimension. And in all colleges and universities, yoga has to be brought. And what a transformation he is able to bring by International Day of Yoga. And thanks to our Bishop Pitamaha, our biggest Sengar, we all joined together to synergize our effort through the Indian Yoga Association. And the all of us joined together and see that the yoga dimension is brought in the right perspective and not merely as only some asanas and as physical exercises. So to understand this thing, our Honorable Prime Minister's talk, everybody should hear how wonderfully he gave the talk in UNO and appealed that we should celebrate the Yoga, International Day of Yoga on June 21st. And what a response. All countries came forward and was mentioning that the biggest surprise was 45 Islamic countries came forward and yes, we are going to take up. And transformation has started in even Islamic countries. Otherwise they were all thinking that, no, this is only Hinduism and others. Because the science of holistic living, it is the one that can build total personality, physical, mental, emotional, intellectual level, and bring in the total expansion of the personality. raising man from his normal level to become great, super divine human beings and reach the highest level of perfection. This is what yoga does. Therefore, Maharashtra Mandal, which started this wonderful approach of the physical education, went into commerce and other things, now they have added the yoga dimension and the principles of Ayurveda also. I would like to see the yoga certificate course and diploma course also started in our university, our college, and I am sure you are going to grow to greater heights and bring in yoga to greater heights in this dimension. On this centenary celebration occasion, I congratulate all of you who have been able to do such grand work for development of health in the society for India through Maharashtra. And wish you all the best, and please offer our prayers to Lord Shiv Bhagavan and Patanjali to see that they will give us all the necessary strength to build our society, our state and India to become the Vishwaguru that our Honorable Prime Minister is trying to do this thing. Namaskar, Dhanyavad.
Thank you, Nagendra sir, for your words.
Nagendra ma'am. Our former principal of the college and at present director of the National School of Science, and our teacher, Dr. Kulkarni ma'am, Sunita Kulkarni ma'am, Dr. D.V. Kulkarni sir, who has taught us yoga in the college. Dr. D.V. Kulkarni sir. Dr. Ranjit Chitale sir. Mr. Behere sir. Dr. Satyalakshmi ma'am, Dr. Madhuri Vaksare ma'am, Dr. Satyalakshmi ma'am is the head of Naturopathy Institute of Maharashtra, who is not present at the moment, but they have collaborated with us in this conference. Dr. Madhuri Vaksare ma'am, I thank all the dignitaries and request them to be seated. The President of Maharashtra Mandal, Gokhale sir, and the Secretary, Damle sir, to felicitate the dignitaries present here on the dais. First of all, let us put our hands together for the chief guest, Nagendra Guruji. May I request Gokhale sir and Damle sir again to honor our keynote speaker of the day, I request Gokhale sir and Damle sir to please felicitate the first keynote speaker, Dr. Bali Yogi Ananda Bhavanani. May I request Damle sir and Kangani sir, Principal Kangani sir, to please felicitate our second keynote speaker, Dr. Manmat Garote sir. We are very proud that Dr. Manmat Garote is our alumni and he is one of the keynote speakers for this international conference. I also request Kangane sir, Raja ma'am and Pallavi ma'am to honor some more dignitaries present here with us. Dr. Kulkarni ma'am, Dr. Naina Ninkar ma'am.
Dignitaries, greeting from Pune. On behalf of Maharashtriya Mandals, Chandrasekhar Agashi College of Physical Education, I, Dr. Pallavi Kabane, welcome you all for the International Yoga Conference 2024. As we are celebrating 100 years of establishment of Maharashtriya Mandal, the theme of this conference is Mat to Mind. It is with a great honor and enthusiasm that we gather here today to celebrate the ancient to modern Bharati wisdom and transformative power of yoga. Originating in Bharat, references to yoga are found as back as almost 5,000 years. The practice of yoga is believed to have started with the very dawn of civilization. From the last part of the 19th century and beginning of 20th century, yoga traveled to the west with some renowned yoga gurus, the most prominent from them being Swami Vivekananda. The modern age of yoga can be said to begin with this. The landmark date for modern yoga may be 1893, when the parliament was held in Chicago, USA. The young Swami Vivekananda made a big and lasting impression on all present in this parliament. Subsequently, yoga and its tradition received strong inspiration and impetus due to the pioneering efforts of several yoga gurus in Bharat, like Guru T. Krishnamacharya, Guru B.K. Iyengar, Swami Shivananda Ji, Swami Yogendra Ji, Swami Kuvalananda Ji, Swami Satyananda Ji, Maharshi Mahesh Yogi, Swami Rama, Sri Ravi Shankar Ji, Guru Jaggi Vasudev Ji, Dr. H.R. Nagendra Guru Ji, Dr. Anand Bal Yogi Bhavanani Ji, Dr. Garote Ji, and Hamsa Ji Ma, so on and so forth. Guru, your dedication to the ancient practice of yoga in modern era has not only enriched countless lives but also inspired many of their journey to physical, mental, emotional, social, and spiritual well-being. This conference will provide us with an opportunity to delve deep into unique world of yoga. Together, we embark a journey of self-discovery, healing, and growth. May this conference be a beacon of inspiration, unity, and profound transformation for all who are present here. Today, we have the privilege of witnessing the teaching of these esteemed gurus, masters, and they generously share their insight, techniques, and philosophy with us. Let us open our hearts and minds to receive the wisdom of their extraordinary individuals, allowing their presence to inspire and guide us on our own path of growth and transformation. Today, we have come together in a historic assembly to impact the essential principle of yoga. So, this Om Sangachadvam Samvadadvam Savom Manasi Janatam Deva Bhagam Sada Purve Sanjanana Upasate. Yoga is a 24-hour process, is it not 1 or 2 hour practice? So once again, I welcome you all on behalf of Maharashtriya Mandals Chandrasekhar Agashi College of Physical Education to come together and celebrate the life with essence of yoga. Thank you very much and namaste. Thanks a lot. Namaste Guruji. Sit upright. Jnana Mudra. Focus your breathing. Deep inhale and long exhale. Navel to nose and nose to navel, deep breathing. times Om chanting. Inhale. Join your palms. Yogena chittasya padena vacha. Yogena chittasya padena vacha. Malam sharirasya cha vaidyakena. Malam sharirasya cha vaidyakena. Yupakarutam pravaram munina. Yupakarutam pravaram munina. Patanjalim pranjaliranatosmi. Patanjalim pranjaliranatosmi. Avahu purushakaram. Avahu purushakaram. Shankhachakrasidharinam. Shankhachakrasidharinam. Sahasrashirasam shvetam. Sahasrashirasam shvetam. Pranamami Patanjalim. Pranamami Patanjalim. Hari Om. Hari Om. Slowly take your head down, bow down, surrender yourself in front of Adiyogi, Hiranyagarbha, Maharshi Patanjali, and all gurus, yogis present here. Slowly up and gently open your eyes. Namaste. Namaskaram, Suprabhatam. Good morning, everyone. Respected
Dr. Garote, Dr. Pallavi. I request Dr. Pallavi also to join for the photo. I request all the dignitaries to be seated. May I request Dr. Pallavi